Welcome to the People's Guild.
Each week we explore the Splinterland universe with guests from all across the mythical land of Praetoria.
Join us on our journey as we discuss the evolution of the game, the strategy, the lore, and the exciting path that lies ahead.
To support the People's Guild, make sure you subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts, and also check us out on PeakD, YouTube, and Twitter.
To send your questions, suggestions, and epic battles in our comments through Twitter or email at thepeoplesguildspl@gmail.com. We'll feature the best in our episodes and maybe airdrop you some prizes.
Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the show.
Welcome back to the People's Guild. Another week, another episode. We got two guests. It's a long overdue return of the TPG Roundtable. We got Fat Jimmy as usual, riding the co-host saddles.
How you doing? How y'all doing today? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hear you talk to you. Yeah, it's good.
And we got AZ making a triumphant return. It's been a little while. I was looking through our episode history, and it's been better part of a year, man. It's been a long time.
Yeah, good to be here.
And you, I gotta say, you're looking sharp in your new mustache, man. I like it. I like it.
That is gonna happen.
Yeah.
And we got Dave back too. Welcome back, Dave, as always.
Thanks. Always be here. Always happy to be here, especially when AZ's here. He's my favorite.
Yeah, you guys don't need to squabble about episode rankings either. When you guys both turn up together, your numbers both go up. So win-win. All right, gentlemen. We're on the heels of what I think most would consider a very successful finish to the Escalation presale. Per usual, we saw a decent, first couple of days, first few hours, 150, 200,000 packs went to the community in the presale in those first couple of hours, and then down the stretch, as expected, we saw some fairly significant fireworks pushed us over. I want to say that the final number was 313K packs in the sold in the presale. So, I woke up to a pretty happy surprise, seeing that the community did get on their horses and rally the cavalry and wrangle some decent sales there. So I think I was kind of sitting with bated breath. Are we going to see a little bit of a shift in sentiment? Are folks going to be happy to part with their SPS? I think we did end up locking up a fair chunk of SPS to the DAO to perpetuate rewards from that perspective for the foreseeable future. And it's been a lot of fun per usual, watching the community open packs and all these streams with pack openings, and folks are hyped trying to figure out the meta and the market plays. And yeah, just, it's been an exciting couple of days kind of seeing this thing unfold. And actually AZ has a little bit of some escalation participation that he's been keeping on pause for this episode. AZ, you want to kick us off with your...
Before we go there, I do have to correct you that I was not happy to part with my SPS. I did buy 1,200 packs, but I was literally crying as I pressed the buy button. I was in tears watching my significant portion of my SPS go away.
I wasn't crying.
Yeah, I feel like it was really good value for
that. It was. That's why I did it. That's why I did it. But I was still crying to get rid. I got rid of like 400,000 SPS or something like that. That was tough. That was tough to do.
Jimmy, I've been close to 1 million twice now, and this time took me a lot further away than I had been in a long time. So, yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you, but I do feel like the value we're getting.
It was good value, exactly. That's why it was. Could not do it. It was fantastic value.
Yep. All right, AZ, you want to screen share and walk us through?
Screen is already shared.
Hopefully,
rewards? Hopefully, you guys can see it, right?
We can. 26 on the leaderboard.
Yeah, so I haven't done lately. It's been pretty busy for me work-wise. So, and I think someone told me 1600 packs gives you a regular full set. Is that correct? Approximately, give or take.
I
Dave, is
think
Sounds
that
so.
close.
correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
yeah, my
it's 1400 if you had perfect odds, but if you don't have perfect odds, then yeah, they probably padded a little bit for you. So 1600, covers like a little bit of bad RNG.
Okay. Okay. So,
yeah.
I have my account, and I have a Scholar account, Azipun. These are the two max account that I have. So I thought 16 times 2, 3200 is all that I need. That's the number with 3200, and I did not add anything. It was one food for thought for Dave, since Dave is on the call. Uh, End of pre-sale, middle of the week generally is a bad idea. If it were on the weekend, if it is Friday or Saturday, I probably would have bought a few hundred more packs, just because I would be there online at the time of the close. Most likely I would have bought it. So just FYI, in future you can keep that in mind. I mean, I don't know if you agree or disagree, Dave.
Uh, so one thing we didn't do this time, which we wanted to do, it was just a mistake on our part, was end it. We wanted to end it, a couple days ahead of time to give people a breather between the end of the sale and the opening of packs. We didn't do that. So
Mm.
is what you're saying like you would have liked to have had the pre-sale in, let's say on a Saturday or a Sunday, and
Yeah,
then
Saturday. Yeah,
yeah, okay,
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
I that would fit with what we wanted to do. In other words,
Hmm.
the goal was to have the set in and then have a break in between to give everybody a chance to catch their breath, maybe have
Hmm.
the raffle and all that kind of stuff. We didn't
That, that
because
would
we
be
just
good. One
so
other
you
thing that happened was we were on the live hype stream, and all of a sudden, the leaderboard goes away before results were in, and
yeah,
there was that
Hmm.
5 and 6 spot or 6 and 7 spot. We're in contest, and
yeah,
all of a sudden we're like, "Wait, what's going on? Nobody knows."
yeah,
So I
yeah,
would give
yeah,
enough time for the hype stream to see the results live. Well, we got
yeah.
some results right here. Bam, Azurkhan
What?
just freaking claimed his
Yeah.
reward.
So looks like I have 13 of the rare gold foil and one of the legendary gold foil. So I think that's the average
Yeah,
expected outcome,
yeah,
right?
those are preset based on how many you bought. So
Yeah.
that's already calculated.
Yeah, and this has nothing to do with potions or anything, so that's why I clicked on it.
Yep,
So this gives me three, not quite three. Three would be 33, almost three max Porsche. Definitely gives me two. I needed only two, so that's fine. And this guy, Doldrus, that's how you say it, Doldrus. So that's 115, right? So that's, yeah, again, almost three.
yep,
Yeah, I've heard
So
that the
that's that.
nickname for the turtle is Dolores. I don't know if that's
Uh,
a clay granted nickname, but I like the name Dolores.
okay. So that's the promo, and the leaderboard claim. I don't know what that does, but
Probably
I'm
just
gonna click.
title and black foil.
Okay, so it's title and like one of each,
yep,
right? Not black foil for me, right?
Okay,
Because
we got
I'm
gold foil.
26, right? So yeah, and then back. So did that, and the raffle.
Raffle, that's the
So
fun part
this
here.
is your chance for the arcanes and the black foil.
Yeah, but does that require potion?
No,
No.
no potion, just
No,
pure
no
luck.
potion. Just pure luck. Okay,
Come
let me
on,
check
drum
my.
roll.
Brrr.
Hey,
Whoa!
Okay,
double
Bam!
black foil.
Damn! Double black
okay.
foil.
There you go,
Double
AZ.
black
2 of
foil.
them.
Two black
Double
foil
Dolores.
rares. Double
Nice.
Dolores.
All
Bam.
right.
Not
So
bad.
each scholar's got a black foil for you.
Okay. All right. And these go to land. Going to guess. Well, after the conflict, right? This will have its own conflict, so they will go into the
Yes.
conflict.
Yep.
So, but after the conflict is over, most likely it'll go to land.
Unless you want to
So,
play it.
You should play that,
Yeah.
man. That's going to be a very highly used card with a 20% bonus.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah. Well,
black foil.
during
You'd
the
probably-
conflict, we will play it, right? During the conflict, I will
Yeah.
play it.
Yeah.
So,
I'm saying just in modern, you might even do better off just because of the PP, with the 5% 0.05 penalty. You'd
right.
probably be earning more by having that thing used in battle with the 20% bonus. Maybe.
Okay,
Just
so there's
speculating.
that.
You can open packs now if you want. Do you have black
Oh,
foil
You got your
potions?
potions, AZ?
Well, we can get it. That's easy. All we got to do is come here and make some potion. That's piece of cake.
So you got 3,200 packs. So you need 15,000, 16,000,
3,200.
Let's
Yeah.
do a harvest all.
16. You need 16,000 potions. Easy.
16,000 midnight potion.
Yep.
And I also need the gold foil potion,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So I need that
16,000
too.
and
Man, I
legendary.
haven't done the claim for a week. That you can
Uh-oh.
tell, like, I'm slacking.
You
Yeah.
are
1 week
slacking.
is maximum.
Not good, AZ. Not good.
Not good, not good. I was gonna do it yesterday, but see, a single claim cost me 2 million grain. A single claim cost me
That's
2
all
million grain.
156,000 black potions or midnight
Yes.
aura.
Aura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we go to artisan, right? And
Yep.
let's see. So for 3,200 packs, how many potions how many potion?
16,000. 16,000.
16,000. So go to midnight potion. And yeah, that's the right region. So 16,000. 16,
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Okay,
Yep, you got it.
16,000 it is.
Yeah, you got extras.
16,000 it is.
Molly. I couldn't even
Yeah,
open up my packs. I need more.
Yeah, I had to buy
Okay, so
some.
now that's only the black, that's only the midnight potion. I also need the gold foil potion, right?
Yep. And
Yep.
legendary. Oh,
Yeah, gold foil and legendary. And how many of those
go
do
to
I need?
go 16 of
thing.
each.
16,000 each?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
It's
so for that
shop
I go to
consumables, AZ.
consumable. Thank you.
It sounds like a snack tray or something. The consumables.
Yeah.
How many do you
consumable.
have?
I don't know. Let me see. Alchemy first. How many do I have?
259.
Okay, so you need 16,000.
Yeah, pretend you have
Okay,
none.
I'll do
Yeah.
16,000.
What you can do,
16.
you get a slight bonus, so do like 15,000.
No, he only gets
16,000 gives. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
you are right.
you'll get a bonus.
But since we're doing 16,000, let's do even. That's
All right.
okay, right?
Bam.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Buying with glint. Very nice.
So this
Yeah,
this is
I
gonna
wiped
be
that poor
about
Charles.
3 million glint going down the
Yeah.
drain real quick here.
I had a ton of glint.
Okay.
I lost
And then
already.
16,000 here too?
Yeah, yep.
Bam.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely this cell's soaking up the potions for sure.
All right.
Yeah, I was watching the black foil, the midnight potion price going up over the past few days.
All right. So this is done, right? So
Yeah.
now I can go to Manuel.
Yeah.
The Manuel.
Yes.
Open multiple.
multiple.
Not just do one at a time. I'm
No,
kidding.
no, 200. I never do one at a time.
Well, that's how we get 7-hour streams here. Az is one
Yeah,
at a
just
time.
one 3,200
Man,
packs.
then
I do like
I-
the cards. The
Say
backs
that
look
again.
great. The backs
Okay.
look great in this set. Yeah.
All right, here we
Starting
go.
with a shake.
Go.
Bam.
hey,
gotta
1x
take-
is not gonna do it.
Yeah, 4x I had to do on mine.
Yeah, 1x is not gonna do it.
Gold
There's a sea of
epics.
gold.
Gold epics. It's already a strong start.
That's a lot of gold foils.
Yeah. Gold legendary already. 2 gold legendaries. Damn. Another shake.
Okay.
All right, quick.
So
Oh,
I
let's see what we
think I
got.
saw
I saw
I
2
saw
gold
two.
legendaries.
Yes,
Those gold
this-
legendaries aren't going to be as easy to get on this set.
yeah.
No, I
So
got,
I got-
3 out of 1,200 packs. By the way, 3 gold
Yeah.
legendaries out of 1,200 packs.
Okay, so this is 2 gold legendary.
3 gold epics too. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Epics, man. That's where I'm shy. I had 1,200 packs and pretty close on all the other cards, but way short on epics.
Yep, me
But
too.
no black foil. No black foil.
No?
Oh, that's bullshit, man. Get your potions back.
Money back from Dave. Money back from Dave.
Yeah, submit
All right.
a support ticket, Az.
This is a podcast, so opening pack is it doesn't have any kind of visual effect, right?
Right.
No,
Right.
unfortunately.
That's
So
why
there
I'm
is,
screaming when I see stuff.
yeah,
yelling.
there is. All right, so let's not open too many packs. We can open.
We gotta get at
packs
least
later
one
on.
black foil. We should do one more. One more, right? See if we
I
get a
predict,
black
all
I
right.
predict you're going to get a gold for arcane on this next.
I mean, that was pretty hot right there. 2 gold foil legendaries. You're on fire right now there,
All
Jackson.
right. Okay, I'm opening 200 more. So skip this
Bam.
guy. Keep this guy.
Keep it rolling.
I do not even know how many potions I wasted for
That's
X.
out
Yeah,
on the
flip
left,
all.
right there on the left, top left. See,
Gold legendary again. God
another
damn.
two
That's
gold.
three of them in 400. He matched my 1,200 packs already with gold legendaries. Damn. Another gold epic.
All right, that's about
All
it.
right.
There is one gold
No, you didn't
legendary
get
in
it.
this set.
Yep. Not bad. No
Mm,
black foils yet, but 3 gold
No.
legendaries and 400 packs is a pretty sweet start there.
yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
This is Azar the Relentless. This
That
name
sounds
sounds very
familiar.
familiar. Yes.
Yeah.
Do I see a little bit of a
Brave
likeness in
tofu.
that face, Az?
Yeah, I
Hey.
do. And I also saw the video that the short that Brave Tofu put together. So I see a lot of likeness here. So
Yeah.
and I think the description in the video is quite apt also. So it's all pointing to the same person, looks like.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's very nice. I appreciate the support. What else can I say? This is good. I like the card. Yeah, that card's cool. Especially
Yeah,
the
it's a good
lore
card.
and Brave Tofu's video is very cool. Very cool. I commented on his post saying, this name and actions all sound very familiar. So
That's cool.
anywho, okay, so I will get straight to it. I have a question for Dave. Dave, between us friends, tell me what was your expectation getting into the sale? Did you expect, did you have a number in mind? So we're at 313. Let's say 300, right?
Yeah.
300,000. Did you have a number in mind?
Yeah. initially when we first priced it in SPS, my goal was 100 million SPS, so we attained that. And now everything above that's gravy. So from that standpoint, it was, in my opinion, an inexpensive way to get a lot of SPS, which gives us a longer runway going into the future. I would say that my expectations initially was that we would do better. So I was somewhat, as we got closer, I'm talking about not when we first did it. When I first did it, 100 million plus SPS was the goal. We achieved that already. So I'm very happy with that. In terms of the, as we got closer, the set was good. I thought the timing was good from our end, meaning, not crypto wise, but, everything going on with the game I thought was good. So I was a little disappointed with the initial first day and the days, up to the very last day. And then we caught up, to what I was expecting on the last day, which is, basically the 2/3, sellout point. I was hoping for more, but I wouldn't have been disappointed with 2/3 if you would ask me. So I would say we're right where we need to be. How we got there was a little windy. In other words, we did about half as much and then we doubled it in the last day. So that was good. So I guess a lot of people were just holding back. So I would say all in all, a success, mainly because I think the thing that people really haven't quite grasped yet is we created something out of thin air, sold it in SPS. People wanted it, so they parted with their SPS, like what Jimmy said. And now all of a sudden, as a result of that, now we have a way to show people like, hey, if we keep creating things that people want, we have a way of creating demand for SPS. And the more demand we create for SPS, the more in the long run, we have an opportunity, to grow our game, right? Because if you don't have demand for SPS to do things, then we're going to just tread water to, go down as we lose a player here and lose a player there. But if we can create, extra demand for items that people want, whether it's packs of cards or, skins or, things like that, the idea is you have to create demand for things that we didn't have before. So I think getting 100 million SPS is a pretty big deal. I think it covers like a third of what we admit each year. If we fully sell out, it's more like half, even slightly over half of what we consume each year. And of course, down the road, we can also taper, the amount of SPS that we give out to extend that runway even further. So, one of the biggest problems that we had when I first got here, and Clay's done a great job, of working on that inflation. We should have been out by now of SPS. Like, we were targeted to run out. So what he did on cutting back on the liquidity pools and, some of the dumb things we were spending money on, helped, doing the thing we did back in September where we dropped the run rate, that we were giving out SPS, that helped. And now add the next tool, which is, being able to replenish the SPS by, paying the team to make a set. So when I say we, I'm talking on the DAO, but when the DAO can, hire the team to make a set and that, pulls in all that SPS, then it's a better long-term, position than what we had before, which is a dead end at one point.
So as you were talking, I kind of looked at my rank, and that this has, I don't really care. It is nothing to do with me personally. So I am at 26, right? So the fact that I haven't checked this at all in the last 1 week or whatever, and I see that at 20 is 3,500. So it's only 300 packs more, right? I could have easily bought 300 packs if I'm online at the close, as this thing was, because when I last checked, my ranking was like 12 or something, right? So all of this happened in the last hour. if this were at the weekend, I would have easily bought 300 more packs for sure. So that's one missed opportunity, I would say. And I am sure I'm not the only one. There would be other people. I'm sure they're in similar boat. They have work or some other engagement during the week. So from me personally, I would have easily bought 300 more packs just to be in the top 20 or try to be in the top 20 because top 20 gets to a black foil, right?
Yep.
Top 20 gets so that's just a simple thing from kind of strategic point of view.
I got it. And yeah, we talked about it prior to coming in. I don't think that's a bad idea. In fact, we do want to break a couple days anyway, between the end of the pre-sale and the start of the pack opening.
Mhm.
One, it builds excitement. Two, it gives us a chance to do build a little, excitement around the airdrop that you have, the raffle at
Mhm.
the end, the one where you got two
Mhm.
two black foils.
Mhm.
So I think it's kind of wasted doing it all on the same day. It was just a mistake on our part.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I agree. I think doing it the Saturday before the Tuesday is a good idea. So
Yeah. I mean, anytime, like, it's a game, right? So most of us, we have work stuff to do or other engagement during the week. So we actually spend more time whenever we can spend time. I mean, I'm sure there are people who are always on the game, but I rarely look at the game during the weekdays these days. Only during the weekend. That's when I get to do it. So, anyways, so that's that. We covered that point. So, what about the price? What are we doing about the price? So, essentially, we are giving this away, giving these packs away at a 50% discount. Now that is great for the buyer. Like I'm sure BJ is very happy. He's saying he's happy. He is getting a 50% discount. But if I'm a seller, which is you, or the DAO, whichever way we look at it, if you're a seller, you should not be happy, right?
well, in the sense that it was sold in SPS, it's kind of like a stock buyback, in the market. So having the price down, let's say 50% from where it was, where it would have been, is a function of the market, but you're still achieving your objective of X amount of shares being bought back. So in our case, it's not shares in the company, but it's shares in the DAO.
Yeah.
So if you try to go for full price, it's kind of like the reason why they do buyouts. They don't do a buyout. If you're going to take over a company, you're gonna not going to take over the company at the price it's currently trading. You're gonna offer a premium. So when
Yes.
you go offer a premium to buy it, right? The reason you're doing that is you have to entice people to want to do that, right? Like you wouldn't have had Jimmy part with his SPS that he was not happy about earlier,
Yeah, I
if
probably wouldn't have bought
it
any,
wasn't
honestly, if it
right,
was at full price. I probably wouldn't have participated. And I know
right.
there were other people who were of the same thing. Part of why it was so successful is the price that we saw in SPS. Plus, it's a speculative asset too. Double the price of SPS, and all of a sudden those packs were theoretically sold for full price.
Which,
Yeah.
you know,
The flip side
with
is, yeah, sorry.
Flip side,
The flip
flip
side
side.
is the flip side is, you had your SPS, but now you don't. You have packs.
I know.
So now that's the flip side. And all three of you, I mean all two of you, have already said, you hated that you had to sell your SPS. If you're buying pack using SPS, you are essentially selling SPS, right? You are not
Yeah.
selling it in the market, but that SPS ain't with you anymore.
Oh, I know it, man. My nuts still hurt on that one. I look at
Yes,
my
and you
stake,
did
I'm like,
it. You did this transaction at the bottom of the market, or what you think at the bottom of the market. There is could be always another bottom, but it is certainly not high.
No. Yeah. I mean, a couple of years ago, I was hoping to be buying every set with SPS at, at least 10 cents for SPS. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, part of it was, um, wanting to, and understanding very well what I was doing, knowing that I would be bummed about parting with SPS, but also thinking that seeing how long it would take to get that back. Also
Mhm.
by competing, by staying playing in modern, by playing in all, the tournaments, etc., and hoping that it will come back in value.
Yeah. So, the other thing about it is now this is I'm going to press on Dave more. So this is actually since Untamed, this is the lowest number of pack I bought. I typically at least buy, you know, 7,000, 10,000 pack in that kind of range. I bought 15, 20,000 packs. But, 10,000 packs, three full decks for a long time is what I have bought. So, but I did not feel like doing it this time. So then, Dave, why do you think that is? Why do you think? I mean, why didn't I buy 10,000? I certainly could have bought 10,000 pack. I can afford it. I can
Yeah,
afford buying 10,000 packs, but I didn't buy it.
I would say, I mean, you're asking me to guess, which I'm happy to do. I would say there's multiple factors in there. So number one, it's a mini set, which means it's half as many cards. So just like you did, you said, how many do I need to cover my scholars? That's equation one. So if you're buying a full set, you're going to need twice as many cards because there's twice as many cards in the set. Number two, you said you had three scholars before, so you only had two scholars now, that you were buying for. That's another factor. But I would
Yeah.
say the bigger factor, and by the way, that I think that applies to a lot of people. Like at one time on the sale, there was a whole bunch of people at 1,400 packs. I mean, there must have been 20 people at 1,400 exactly, the same number of
Hmm.
packs. Why? Because they
Hmm.
calculated that's how many you need, to have a playable, max level set. So they weren't
Hmm.
looking to get extras. They weren't looking to speculate. All they wanted was, one full set, and they assumed in 1,400 they could get there. So that's part of it. But I also think that the other thing that you and a lot of other people have been, um, what would be the word? Uh,
Considering
like trying to think of a better word. It's
babies.
there's doubt. There's doubt, right? There's doubt about, is this throwing good money after bad? Is this the right investment? Things of that nature, right? Like how many times
Yes.
can I keep funding it, right? So
Yes.
that's a thought that's been there. I can see in your comments, online, in Discord, I can see that that's in your head. And it's normal, when things go down, and honestly, uh, given the fact that at one time, we were a dollar and now we're at, you know, basically, less than a penny, substantially less than a penny. It's not a crazy thought that people would have that. Especially when you look in the crypto space. I mean, almost every week you're seeing somebody shut down, whether they were weaker than us or stronger than us. There's people on both sides that have been going out. A high percentage of people have been going out. There's a lot of people that say things like, um, Web3 is dead, crypto gaming is dead, the whole projects are, not wanting to do it anymore, right? They, a couple of companies even had the money and like, we're not putting any more money in. So, and not only that, I mean, just go look at the space. I mean, we're the shining star in the space. So whatever you think, just realize it's way worse for a lot of other people in their project. So, having said that, until we get new people, you're going to have that doubt. So I don't care who you are until we It's like a Rubik's cube. Until we solve that puzzle, until we show people we know how to do it, we're going to have that doubt, and I could wish and hope and say, we have figured it out, even if we haven't. But all that will do is buy us an extra, you know, month or so where people are like, hey, he said he figured it out, right? But no, we haven't figured it out. So until we figure it out, and until we get new players coming in, you're basically in an environment where we have an extremely solid group of people, some amazing players, some amazing community members, some amazing whales, some amazing people that support the project, some great developers, blah blah blah, like a lot of good things that we have. But until we can grow, it's we're a closed loop. We're not ready to we're not ready to be a dime, as Jimmy just mentioned. We have to have demand for that. Now, having said that, if we do figure out how to do that, we're extremely well set up. Our tokens tight. We turned around a lot of things. We do have a good solid core base. We fixed a lot of tokenomics over the years. I got some numbers that I sent to Jangles that he can share with you guys, here in a second, to show you just how much the DAO's made on here. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to the same thing. If we don't get new players, then, no matter how strong we are, no matter how solid we are, no matter how good of friends we are, it's never going to lead to anything if we don't figure out how to get growth outside of our system. So that's, I don't know if I accurately summed it up, but you asked me to take a shot. So
No,
that's it.
you did, and the only correction I would do, Rift Watcher was the previous mini sets, right? I think I purchased 11,500 Rift Watcher packs, something like that, something in that vicinity. Um, I have to look up my posts back then and to see if that number is accurate. So the prices being low, Dave, that doesn't bother me. That has never been. If you know me, like, I am old school, right? I work in a cyclical industry, so I'm very familiar with ups and downs of the market. Actually, prices being down is the time when I have bought most of my external investment. And the the crypto space, this being, struggling and all of that is fact, but I don't really pay any attention to it, right? Because for me, I am not investing in any other project. This is the only project that I have I have invested in. And for me, it is not really, like an investment for return. I have, because otherwise I would have done it, right? So uh, that's not the reason I have invested in this project. This is almost for me like a family business. So, even if it is losing money, I would put more money in. But that is not the reason that I did not buy 10,000 pack. I could have bought 10,000 pack, but I did not buy 10,000 pack. And my reason was I wasn't excited enough. That was my issue. And that is actually an easier issue that you and the team can address. Why somebody like me, who is invested in the game at this level, doesn't feel excited about a new pack set coming out? So I think that is the fundamental question that you guys, whenever you guys have meetings and things like that, you need to discuss this. And there are variety of reasons. And but let me ask you, as opposed to me rambling, let me ask you, now that you know that, I was not thinking about money, or not thinking about is this game is going to be successful or not. I'm not thinking about am I going to get a return on investment. Um, if you believe me, if you take all of that out, and if you just take my word for it, just that I did not feel excited because the cards or this sale or the packs, this whole business of another set of card, that doesn't feel that excited to me. How do you? What's your thought on that?
When you say that the other set of cards doesn't excite you,
I
I guess
mean, like, let me then expand it a little bit. So, from my point of view, I have had every card in the game, right? I have purchased every single pack set. I've had every card in the game, and even this set, I will have a full set. I mean, I will have two full sets. So it's not that I am not going to purchase cards. That's not the point. The point is it is still another set of cards. And we have many sets of cards. Now, obviously, we are a card company, so we will be selling card. That there is no doubt about it. That is not the direction I'm going. But as a card seller, it is the company's job to make people excited so that they buy the card. And the way they make people like me excited is to provide a value proposition. Like, you buy this set of cards and they are going to do this, and that, right? And that part has never been clear to me lately. And part of that, there are many reasons for that, and there are many directions we can go there. So that is the part that is the angle I'm going with. You see what I mean?
yeah. All right. So you there's multiple reasons why you would want to buy the set, and there's some reasons that would not apply, if you didn't care. So if you want to be competitive on the leaderboard, for instance, at the highest levels, that's a reason to buy the set. If you want to play tournaments, that's a reason to buy the set. Things like land, right? Like, what's the value proposition on land? That's a reason, for you to buy that set.
Mhm.
Um,
By
I
this
mean,
set?
yeah. Well, I'm just saying those are reasons to buy a set of any cards.
Yeah.
Another reason would be the collectability of the cards. Like,
Hmm.
are they fun? Are they cool? Are they, rare? Blah blah blah. So
Hmm.
I would say, knowing you, the one that you're probably most focused on is you got what you needed for your two scholars, right? You wanted to make
Hmm.
sure that they could compete. So therefore you bought the bare minimum that you thought you needed for that, right? But you didn't buy any extra because you weren't sure how they were going to affect land. Like right now, um, on land, cards have a 50% discount in while they're in modern.
Yes.
So your concern was whether or not that was going to stay that way. Um, I know that we just had a town hall where Matt clarified his position on that, which
Hmm.
is as a card, as a card went into modern, initially it suffers a 50% drop, but then after it rotates out of modern and goes into wild, then it goes up to the floor, which would be the Chaos Legion level. And then obviously there's black foils and stuff like that haven't been discussed, but that's an issue as well. So um, I think that that's one of the issues you probably cared about. I know you would have liked to have seen a higher production power, for instance, something special for the higher value cards. So like, let's say a 50% bonus on land, just because give you an incentive as a landholder to stock up on them as well.
Hmm.
Um, I know that's an issue out there. I would love to do stuff like that if we had a community that was on board with that. I
Hmm.
think there's a struggle going on, even though based on what Matt said, there's a struggle going on between the people that I'll just say it simply. Some people look at the land and they're like, all the old guys that bought it, get, a certain amount of value out of that, and the new guys should not be infringing on that. Like they should,
Yeah.
they shouldn't infringe on that, right? There shouldn't
Well,
be
I
that.
think right, and that issue is going on, but that's why Clay ran this proposal. Cryptomancer's idea. Clay ran it. That's the answer from the community, right?
Yep.
The,
Yep.
it- the that is the answer. It is failing miserably, and it's not even close.
Well,
It is not even close. It is in order to fail, it's just 34% it fails, right? 34% against is a fail. This is 53% against. So this is not close. This is overwhelming.
yeah, I see that, and I think that the problem is in the past they weren't very clear, right? They
Yeah.
didn't, they maybe said something and then it just kind of lost, out of touch for a while, and then they would say something else, and it really wasn't clear exactly how they were going to do it. So this is one of those things. It's kind of like the unlock issue,
Mhm.
where there's such a wide disparity on what people think is supposed to
Yeah.
be, that it's very hard, right? Because people are
Yes.
flipped out on both sides of the issue. Like longtime friends are like, one's on one side, one's on the other, and they start to hate each other, within a couple of
Yes,
days.
absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
so that this is one of those that I was glad to hear Matt say what it was, right? Like, what
Mhm.
was it, the whole time? What did you think? Why would you going to do it? And then from there, like, okay, now we can move on, right? Like, do we want to change? I mean, the DAO has the ability to change that. That's why you guys own SPS, right?
Mhm.
Like, if you didn't own SPS, you wouldn't have a voice, in that, right? And UAZ was, I think you were like the top three, in that vote, and then obviously there's Brave and Avoctus, but there's a whole bunch of other people in there as well. So each
Yeah,
person
this
that owns
is
a lot of SPS gets to make that thing. I personally think there's a way to always find compromise on this issue and any other issues.
yeah.
Once we try to understand, what's the objective. And in my
Yes.
opinion, I agree with you. Land should be one of those places that could be used to attract and retain, money, right? Like people
So
should, if we were able to offer something like the land cards, when we did the land cards, that was a good thing, right? Like people went
yes.
out and they burned a whole bunch of cards. They burned a lot of resources to get a card for land. So those
Mhm.
are good things, right? So, all right, I'll quit
So
rambling. Back to you.
no, no. Let me. And this is actually you actually touched one of the point, and when BJ and I was talking, yes, not yesterday, last week. This is one of the things I thought I'm going to mention it. Dave, you always try to walk the middle ground, right? You try to
I
walk the
try to
middle line.
I try to find a solution. I don't always walk
Yeah,
the
you
middle
try to
ground, but
find the
I
solution.
yes.
And that's very commendable. And that is very commendable. But at some point in time, Dave, you are going to run into an issue, run into a situation where you cannot walk the absolute middle ground. You actually have to make a call, and it is going to make some people unhappy. You cannot make, because a lot of these decisions are, in a way, binary decision. So I would ask you, I would request you that, like right now, not today, but in the next 3 to 6 months, there will come situations where you are going to have to make tough choices. You are going to have to make, decisions that are not exactly middle ground. It is either this way or that. And, you should be comfortable in making that call, knowing that it is not exactly the middle ground. Because, for example, in this vote, this is how people voted. Even if you, well, that 53-47, that is the stake weighted percentage. That's the way we go. But if you look at the popular vote, just like we look, right? We look at the popular vote. Look at the popular vote against this. So it's 300 against and 242 for. If you look at the top stakeholders, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 25, let's say. Top 25. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 out of 24 at the top down. There is no compromise in this kind of situation, right? This is a majority. This is a overwhelming majority one way or the other. So, but I'm saying there would be time this could have been, or some other vote could have been, I don't know, 35, 35, 65. Do you remember the bot? Like today we talk about wild and modern so much. The vote that created wild and modern. Do you remember that vote? I still remember that vote.
Yeah, I went out and bought SPS to make sure we won.
Right. It was 34-66.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was just barely, right? It was just barely on one side. Right? So
Yeah, the one thing, AZ, I think that you're mistaken on me is I don't take the middle ground like in a wishy-washy, like I have my principles. So
yeah, of course.
at the end of the day, like I'm never going to do something that I don't believe is right. However, when we talk about the middle ground, for instance, on this particular issue, I do not believe, nor would I ever vote to not move. In other words, the way Matt said it was, I believe is the right way. Like
Yeah.
I do believe that a card when it is in modern, that's fine to give it a
Yeah.
penalty because you want them to go on the wagons and you want them to be played, right?
Yeah.
But I do believe there should be a floor, and that floor should be usable. And the floor was
Yes.
not usable, right? So
Yes.
you basically would condemn every card going forward. So, in my opinion, when I talk about a middle ground, if half the people were like, yeah, let's keep them unusable, and the other half was keep them usable, I'm not going to middle ground that. Like, okay, we'll make them 75% usable. Like, no,
Right.
that's not a solution, right? Like, no,
Exactly.
right? Like, I'm still going to make sure that I get done what I believe is important to get done. But having said that,
Yes.
like for instance, one of the groups of people that said, look, if you're going to double the PP, back because you cut it in half. What about the black foils? Well, on the black foils, we did the black foils. I did the black foils. I didn't even know what the rules were for that at the time, like
Mm-hmm.
when I first
Mm-hmm.
came on. So I did the black foils on their own, in addition,
Mm-hmm.
separate from,
Yes.
that rule. So I
Yeah.
see no reason to change the black foils. Like the
Yeah. The
black
black
foils
foil
are going
stays
to
as
stay.
is. I
So, so
100% agree.
but I'm gonna wait until I sit down and I talk to you and Buctus and Brave
Mm-hmm.
and Jangles and Jimmy and Gold Matters and all the people that care, right? Only to find out what they care about, right? Like some people want PP to grow each year, right, from the old set. So, for instance, some people, say, I want, okay, Rebellion should go up to where Chaos Legion is, but Chaos Legion should go up to where Untamed is. Untamed should go up to where Beta is, blah, 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 right? Like they want
Mm-hmm.
each set to go up until you hit Alpha.
No,
The re
never.
I
Yeah, I don't
understand,
agree with that.
but there are some people that are saying that. So my point
Yeah.
is, like, I try to understand what everybody's point of view is, right? And then try to
Yes.
find ways to accommodate, like the black foil thing. Like honestly, I don't see why we need the black foils to be any different than what they are. They're already well suited, well priced for that. I
Yes.
don't see a reason to double the production power there. I've seen other people that say, well, Chaos Legion is perfectly fine where it's at. I've seen other people say, like they make up stuff too, right? Like,
Yes.
and when I say they make up stuff because they've been led to believe a certain thing, right? It doesn't mean that they made it up maliciously, but in their minds, like some people think that Chaos Legion was given that right to be twice as much as everything in the future because it was so overprinted, which is weird logic, but that's what they thought, right? So if they think that's the case, then is there a way to handle that? That's how I look at it. So keep in mind when you say compromise, like I'm never going to compromise on what I think is the right way to go. I certainly don't mind making decisions. The issue comes down to I'm not going to stop at that binary, one way or the other. I'm always going to try to find if there's a third or a fourth or a fifth way to do something rather than just say it's got to be A or B. We didn't have to have just modern or just wild, right? We could have a third mode, right? We could have a fourth mode. We can have a fifth mode. Like there's so many things we could do. And most of the time people are so closed-minded, they only think in terms of binary, right? But there's more than two ways. And usually there's the third and the fourth. And the other thing I would say is like when we do the conflicts this time for the escalation, people are going to say, or people already have said, why is it so complicated, right? Like, why did you, move this and change that and get rid of the foils and put them in a separate draw buckets that use potions and blah, blah, blah. Like it is complicated, right? But the reason it was complicated is to handle all the issues that we faced with the first time in a way that kept enough people happy to be able to make it happen, because going the route we were going to go was not going to work. It's kind of the same thing that I'm saying to you on that production power thing for land. If we relegated all the modern cards to sub 50% of Chaos Legion, all we would be doing is condemning every single set in the future to non-usability.
Like I got a question about this whole thing. How much of this is even in the DAO's jurisdiction? Like I thought the DAO was literally an SPS.
This is not.
That's what I mean.
This is not.
There are some things that it just has to be.
Yes.
The team
is
decision.
Not, this is 100% not in DAO's jurisdiction. This is not. And we
should we even vote on things that aren't in like I'm almost getting to a point where if people are proposing things that are not in the DAO's jurisdiction.
This is different though. Jimmy, the only angle is if the team proposed something in the game that is not in DAO's jurisdiction. However, if the community do not agree with team's decision, there is one way community can make their voice visible is to ask for a DAO vote.
Okay, that makes sense.
It serves as a litmus test. And I quickly want to chime in. You look at the, AZ, you called out the popular vote on this thing. When you look at the total SPS that got involved on this vote, it is by far the most popular, and by popular I mean voted upon proposal that we've had.
Total number, 316, yes.
In probably 8 months, and the second biggest in almost the last year. So this is a lightning rod topic. And while I agree that this is not jurisdiction for the DAO by any means, I think this does serve as a very valuable litmus test for
it is.
Submit. Yeah,
and I think this vote put this discussion to bed. And well, no discussion ever put to bed in this community. That's not the point. The point is when Dave and Matt is going to go and try to implement this, what they're saying, they have this vote. This is a full community vote that they have behind them. That gives their decision a legitimacy. Without that decision is a team decision without any community official legitimacy behind it. This gives the decision legitimacy. It's a legitimate decision.
Yeah, it gives the team direction, and serves to light the way.
Honestly, it's non-binding. Obviously, like you could fire us, right? But at the end of the day, we're still going to do what we need to do. But yeah, if it would be the other way, if it was 98% like that other vote, then you can bet. I mean, why would I not want to listen to 98% of the people, right? So,
Right. Exactly.
it's like one of those things where, it's like good to find out like how do people think. And for those people that say, well, I'm not Voctus and I'm not AZ and I'm not Jeff Opens Cards and I'm not Brave Tofu, so my vote doesn't matter. That's bullshit, right? Because I'm
No.
telling you, I look through every vote, on these contentious ones. I look through and see who thinks what, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can see patterns. You can see some people that, for instance, they vote no on everything. So like,
Mm-hmm.
they vote no on everything, then, then I don't then when they vote no, it doesn't mean anything to me, right? But if they're known to like vote like, and they're passionate about like Jimmy, for instance, I know how Jimmy feels on stuff, but if all of a sudden I saw a vote up there, I'm going to pay attention to what Jimmy says, just because I know how Jimmy thinks and I
I'm
care.
checking Jimmy's vote. Did Jimmy vote on this issue? Yes,
Oh,
Jimmy
yes,
did
I
vote.
did. I voted
And
down.
Yeah,
Jimmy voted the same way I did.
yeah.
So we are
So
aligned there, Jimmy.
And note my depleted SPS stake after this set.
Yes,
And I've got
that's
about
fine.
500,000 going back on there. But yeah.
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. What can you do?
but
Another
it's
Such is
it,
question.
life.
yeah, go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, no, so I just wanted to, you made an interesting choice of words before that some people feel that new cards infringe upon the value of the older cards
Yes.
regarding land. Um, can
They
you
always
elaborate
say
on that?
that.
Because it almost seems
Yeah.
like Matt always said that, one of the things about like I never agreed that this should be the only destination for old cards. I think I'm a big proponent of more modes, more things, more active use of cards, even as they rotate out of modern. But Matt always said the main point of land was for retired sets to be useful there. So when people say that it infringes upon the value of older cards, how is that even um, a thing, honestly?
Because it's how people think. I mean, honestly,
It goes
you get
against
into it.
everything that was proposed. I mean,
Well,
I've got sets. I've
can
got a
I
ton.
can I answer that? Can I answer
Yeah,
that,
please.
Jimmy?
Please
Okay,
Yeah.
do.
so I think there are people in the community who bought certain alpha, beta, untamed, whichever set, older set cards. Okay. And they
Yeah.
have also bought some land on pre-sale or early on. And they have put those cards as, wild and modern divided. They put those cards on land. And they want to be rewarded for that forever. To that, I say, that those days are gone. I mean, modern world do not work like that. If all of us as computers, you cannot go to Microsoft and say, I have Windows 95 and my computer still works. Why don't you support Windows 95? Windows 95 is not supported anymore. There have been 20 years that Windows 95 is not supported. I forget how many years Windows 95 is not supported. But every model of product that you get, its support ends at some period of time. It is not that its value is gone. Windows 95, if you can use it, it is still usable. You can still do stuff in it. It has certain emotional value. It has, but it's not an operating system that is in use in a modern day computer. So you cannot expect one product that you are going to buy and company is going to pay you dividend for the rest of your life or as long as that product you have. The dividends are not forever. Dividends change. Even like, I'm in the oil industry and people invest in oil wells. And, in every well, there is a production decline. You get certain amount of dividend in the first year. And then the second year, the dividend is much less. And the third year, it's much, much less. and it goes down asymptotically. I mean, it doesn't matter which industry you look at. That is the model.
Oh, that makes sense, and also the fact that that land has been set up to support the older cards already is kind of a revolutionary thing.
To all
And
those people, I would say this, that those beta cards and those alpha cards, those beta and alpha gold foil cards, they have been paid handsomely over the last 3 years on land, handsomely, and they are continue to be paid handsomely.
they're not going
Nobody
to go
said
down. They're not
they
going
are not
down.
going to go down. They are
Yeah,
not
so I
going to
mean,
go
they
down.
are
They will.
going to have continued support on land, and the
Right.
only way to get new people to participate, to your point earlier, is to give value to the new cards. And
Yes.
it's much value. A 1X, man, I don't put a single regular
1x.
foil Chaos Legion card on land because it does nothing. You need
Yes.
the gold foil at least.
Yes.
So these new sets that 1X on land is I mean, it's
Like
almost you have to.
I
You have
don't
to.
believe I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
believe this is even a matter of discussion. This should not be a matter of
Yeah.
discussion. This is
I
a
do like
open and shut case.
Yeah, I do like the different levels of progression. Some people say everything should move up to alpha. I don't agree with that. Paul TRX had an excellent point on the TP call where we could do it incrementally. If Untamed is getting 2x right now, maybe Chaos Legion goes to 1.1. May Alpha stays at 10, Beta stays at 5, Untamed stays at 2. Maybe Chaos Legion goes to 1.1 when the new set goes to 1. And we creep up to that, the Untamed level as a floor.
Yeah,
Um,
CL
for
increasing CL would be a bad idea. Simple reason being the print run on CL is so big, right?
yeah, it is
So
big.
it is going to be a massive inflation. So I would not support that. I mean, and I have a lot
Well,
of
I
CL
mean,
card, and it
we
would
would have to
benefit
see
me.
how why, and I appreciate that too, because doing
Yeah.
things that support taking a side that supports the entire economy is what we need everyone to
Yes,
do, as opposed to
exactly.
personal
We,
bags.
we need a strong economy. We need a strong economy, and we need value for our
Yeah.
product.
Well, we
And
also have to
giving
see.
away reward is not value. Giving away reward actually adds to the inflation, and it drops
Right.
the value of our token.
I see what you're saying there. We also land has a long way to go to evolve as far as we could easily soak up that inflation with required
Yeah.
use for those resources.
Well,
Like if all of a sudden there's not enough wood to do basic shit, that 1.1 boost might be actually a good thing, as everything moves up and then Untamed becomes the floor.
Yeah, this Jimmy though, like just because the print runs, CL you cannot use, because if you use even a tiny bit in CL, the impact is going to be massive just because of the sheer print run, the amount of CL card that is out there,
I
right?
would
That's
like
the
to
issue.
see. I would
yeah,
like to see how all because a lot of land is not even utilized right now, so we're
Yes,
not
yes.
even, and that has to be a
I
change.
think we're
Yeah,
at
but
33% utilization.
Yeah,
So
so that's
33,
a
33.
that's a constantly changing
let,
Yeah.
stat and demographic, and as more land gets utilized and more resources are produced, we have to adjust on the fly in real time on what to do with
Mhm.
those resources.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Dave, go
inflation.
ahead.
um, what I care about most of all is we're not going anywhere if we don't attract and retain people and money, right? So we can't, you know, like you were. This started out by you saying that we need, what do what's the purpose of buying the card? And in the old days,
Hmm.
you bought a card and you played it, and a couple seasons went by, and I mean a couple of sets went by, and then all of a sudden, hey, now you find a value for it on land. If all of a sudden that becomes not a thing, and the people that were upset about that, then to me, I don't really find that to be a solution, right? Like keeping cards underneath where they have value is just not smart because it takes away a tremendous long-term thing. Like one of the things that people always say that are on that argument is they're like, hey, I was told when I bought my cards they would, have value on land, right? Well, yeah, and you're saying that that needs to stay. Well, what about the new people that are buying cards? What about the guys that just bought the escalation set, right? I mean, don't
Yeah.
they want to also have that right that when they're done playing with their cards in modern that they can transition to land? And the answer should be yes. So I really don't buy the premise that that they should be somehow like suboptimal, ever.
Yeah, I just
Go
want to
ahead.
chime in. I completely agree. I mean, when I first came in, CL was in full swing. I think it was third airdrop. Carnage Titan had just dropped when I came in, and I remember distinctly town halls. The comment around land was Jimmy called it out. It was built to provide ongoing value to older cards. Older cards is a subjective term, and it's relative to when are you coming into the game. So at this point, CL, a primary house for and home for CL is on land, working plus. And in 3 years, that's going to be Escalation and CA also. So I
Yeah.
completely agree. Like it's
Yeah.
a relative term, and we always have to be thinking about providing that ongoing value to players that are
And
coming
Dave,
in now, buying packs now.
and
now,
Dave, Dave runs this company, Matt runs this company. As a game maker, as a CEO, CFO of the company, one of the things they will always have to think about, where is the new money coming from? Because people who bought packs 5 years ago at $2,000, people who have spent $2,000 5 years ago and never spend a single dime after that, doesn't help the cause, doesn't help Dave, doesn't help Matt, because they have to make payroll. What I am telling you, Dave, and this is true. So this, I'm not making this shit up. I want to spend $10,000 on the game right now. I want to spend 10,000 USD on the game. Don't give me an answer right now. Discuss it with the team and come up with a solution at some point in time. Make me a case where I want to spend $10,000 in the game. I already bought the escalation pack, right? I already bought it and everything. I want to buy $10,000 more worth of stuff in 2 months' time. Where am I
an
going to spend
assortment,
this money?
an assortment of mustache skins for every card.
Yes.
Easy. Done.
So there you go, Dave. So this is what I'm telling you. I don't need an answer today. I don't need an answer tomorrow. But please have a discussion with the team that if I want to spend $10,000 in 2 months' time, where am I going to spend that money?
Okay. Mission accepted.
Yes. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. Guys, that is, it's coming up on 9 o'clock on my end, and it's a school night. So I got to cut it short. I know we booked time more than that, but you guys can continue, but I got to hop out.
Well, the time flew by. AZ, before you get out of here, let's open another 200 packs and get you that arcane. How about that?
Okay, all right, we can do that. That's easy.
Twist your arm.
That is
Let's
easy.
go.
That is easy peasy. There you go.
Here we
See,
go.
that's why I bought all those potions, because the potions already stay there and you don't have to do anything. It does its thing. So I
Here we
like that
go.
I don't have to add potions and things like that. Okay, let me go 4x.
All right,
There
here
you
we
go.
go. We're gonna start rolling. Oh, shaking
Okay.
right out the bat. Gold legendary, black foil
Yes.
common,
Yes, black
There it
pearl
is.
gold
common.
epic, gold epic, gold legendary again. Holy shit, dude. Like seriously, you've already got 600 packs more than my 12.
See, that's the $10,000 word. That's the $10,000 trick. The card gods have listened.
Yep,
Where
there
is
you
the
go.
legendary go? Yes.
Where is it? There it is.
There it is. There it is.
Vita
That's a good
Centric.
one too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
I've heard that. Blaze gave me a list of which ones are the best, and that was on it.
Where did the black foil go here?
There it is. Living
That
Berm.
that legendary gold
Mm.
is awesome
I
too.
traded for that one today too. Is that any good, by the way, Jangles?
Yep. The decoy on the poison. Yeah, good combo.
And what? All right.
The decoy is like
Okay.
an artificial taunt.
Yeah.
All right.
And the legendary Okora, the Devourer. Man,
Yeah,
just
so
cranking out the GFLs. Obviously, you got to do another 200 if you're on a roll like this. I mean, geez.
no. Later on. Okay.
Well, you're not going to get the same luck, though, later, man. Watch this.
Hey.
Lorcas just
Luck.
pulled a gold foil arcane. We just got the announcement. That was the third one I've seen while we've been on stream here. So, I mean, it's obviously
Mhm.
rolling.
Mhm.
Yep.
Do not know anything about these cards, but I will figure it out as I understand them. So, okay, Dave,
Yeah.
guys, I am gonna hop out. So,
Always good talking to you, man.
Thanks for
for
coming by,
on.
AZ.
Love the new
right.
mustache, man. Looks great. Love it.
Okay. All right. Bye, guys.
We'll catch
See
you
you,
later,
AZ.
AZ.
Later.
See you, man.
Yeah. Bye. Yeah.
Well, so
Bam.
good food for thought there, and something I did want to dive into with AZ there, but I didn't want to interject completely. Is I had seen some of his commentary around the mini set and curious. I think Riff Watchers, he called it out from a purchase and experience perspective. It left a lot to be desired. There wasn't a whole lot of very meta stuff from Riff Watchers, unfortunately. There was maybe a handful of cards that played really well and were immediately inserted into the meta. But I wonder if part of that really influenced AZ's perspective on the new mini set being relevant. There were a bunch of folks, testers, Clay, Blaze, that hopped in defense of this new mini set escalation and its ability to impact the meta, and that the concentration of valuable cards is much greater than we've seen in any mini set in the past. But that behavior from Rift Watchers leaves a lingering impact, and I completely understand AZ's hesitance to just believe it, like product unseen purchase. So,
Man, honestly, I think he's talking more hype in general. Like
well,
something I've been talking the whole time is we have all these great things happening, but it's all hidden. And we don't even know. Like if we just figure out how to get all this stuff in the foreground, like and just turn up the hype factor. And it's all stuff that's already there and already happening. Fortune draws being a case in point. I forget to check. We're like halfway through and I don't even think about them anymore. Like that should be every week. It should be, holy shit, new fortune draw. Did I get a freaking black foil reward card? I think that's part of like what's going to make him excited again. And that's like knowing that everything's going on. Even again, it has to do with I've been saying, hey, let's get just simply a news page where every announcement gets dropped in this one place inside on the game site where what's happening. I think a lot of what's lack of hype has to do with not knowing that things are even happening.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a good thing that there's so much stuff going on. I think channeling, to your point, Jimmy, and we've talked a lot about this on TP calls and elsewhere throughout the past couple of months, is how do we funnel the right information to the folks in the right position on the in game. it's I've said it a million times. I would love if we never had to leave Splinterlands.com, and if we could figure
That
out the
should be the
right
goal.
formula of channeling key information to folks exactly where it makes intuitive sense. I think that would solve a lot of what AZ is talking about. Because I think the hype was there for a lot of folks that were really keeping their ear to the ground on Escalation. They were, hopping into the Mav server and playing games and running tournaments and doing calculations on arcanes and all the rest. And we saw that translate with an absolute shit ton of arcanes getting popped yesterday because the concentration is so much greater than what we had seen historically with CEA. So yeah, I don't know if you want to chime in on that one, Dave, or you want to shift gears and talk something else.
Well, I mean, I want to think I'll say something without having to ramble.
No, we love the rambles, Dave.
Ramble on. Yeah. Ramble
I mean,
on.
we're a small team, and we spend, we spent more, through the years. Last year, uh, we spent more, than we are now. So we just cut what we're spending to provide everything we provide. I hope that people can recognize that we're doing more with less. So we've done a lot. We still have so many things to do. Like there's a there's hundreds of things that we could be doing, right? And trying to figure out which ones to do and which are going to be the most impactful is not as easy as you would think,
Oh, it's
because
a needle in a haystack. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, some of these things, like for instance, we're going to have a draw, a wheel spin every day when you come in. Getting that done. I mean, that's not like something that just happens. I mean, it's going to be a 2-month project, to get that done. So even though we've already got it, the wheel done, we don't have it in the game. The programmers have to figure out how to program it. I mean, there's issues that come up. Some things are easy because we've done them, 100 times, but other things, generally, when you're breaking new ground, are hard, right? Because you got to learn how to do it. So something as simple as, for instance, the app. When it first got here, we didn't have an app, right? There was no app. Now we have an app, right? But that wasn't easy. That was like many months of doing whatever we had to do and tons of conversations and going back and forth to Apple and stuff like that. So I guess where I'm leading that to is, yeah, there's a lot of stuff we have to do. I think people generally are looking for the what's wrong, like something must be wrong or the token wouldn't be down. And I think it's pretty simple. We haven't convinced people that we're going to have more new players. When we convince people that we're going to have more new players, because we do have more new players, then I think a lot of these issues go away for a couple of reasons. One, because people are, less worried, right? So they're not looking for problems, or looking for flaws. And two, obviously, just with more players, it's the economy grows. There's more money, in there, and we kind of were in a trap that we were set where, we have some great guys. I mean, just think, we outsell almost all the other Web3 games by far. All the ones that you like Parallel and some of those, we sell more. They're bigger than us because they got VC backing, but we outsell them, right? So why are we outselling them? Because we're doing some things right, right? Like not everything is wrong. Some things we're doing really well,
No,
right?
there's a lot of great stuff. I think you used the exact word right there that nails it. You said, how do we convince? And I think convincing is through effective communication. And I think that's literally the weakest link in the chain right now, because we have all this cool new shit coming out and it just gets either buried or lost. Just centralizing that and figuring out a way how to showcase that in the game could make a tremendous amount of difference.
Right. But I agree, and I do think that communication is important. I mean, if you look, there's a big old freaking banner going across everybody's page, no matter what page you're on. and
Yeah,
they
with the
all
conclave countdown. That's
right.
exactly right. That was a great thing to
Yeah,
implement. That's the
which
stuff
you
I'm
which
talking about, and that's new.
but you say that, Jimmy. But there's a lot of people that like are grumbling about it. Like, why do I have this taken up like an eighth of my screen? This is bullshit. It's very distracting. And even though there's a little button there that they can roll it up and not look at it, they don't like that. They want it to be the way it was, right? And
Ooh,
so
maybe make the button bigger so it's obvious. I had to hunt around for that button. I couldn't find
yeah,
it.
yeah, that was one of the comments I made today. We need
Yeah.
neon buttons.
And that goes back to
Well,
hiding things, just
yeah,
make it
yeah,
more obvious. Obvious.
yeah. I
Yeah.
agree with that. But my point is change is not like, even though I did it, because I know better, like I know, we only have 2 weeks to let people know about this. And I know that, yeah, they don't understand what PE is, right? Like, oh, what's PE? Like, that's cool. That's all I want. I'm happy to have them ask me, what is PE? Right. Like, I actually had the Hoda, ask me yesterday, what's PE? So I got a chance to explain it to him. He's, oh, okay, that's cool. Right. Like
What
stuff
is
like that
PE?
does.
I don't know PE. What is this?
There you go. It's pack equivalents. So it's breaking everything down to the pack equivalents. So, a standard pack is equivalent to 1, right? Alchemy is equivalent to 3, and a legendary is equivalent to 6. So if you had 6 standard packs, that would be the same as 1 legendary pack when it comes to the odds of getting something. The reason why that's
Gotcha.
important is because, for instance, right now there's 4,000 prizes that you can get out of, let's say, 500,000 total pack equivalents, right? So there's
Right.
500,000 pack equivalents. That's like 1 prize for every 125 packs. If you didn't have the PE, then people would be saying, well, how much is it for a standard pack? And then what is it for the alchemy? What is it for the legendary? And each one, there would be a different calculation, and it just confuses people. And so the
Yeah.
easier way is just what if they were all put on the same scale, which is a standard pack. And if you have equivalent to 125 packs, standard packs, then you get a prize right now, or in
Statistically.
statistically, yeah. So that odds, went down to 117 yesterday. It'll probably go down to like 110 today, or tonight, when it flips over the next day, and it will just keep dropping until the very end, right? So depending on how many packs are bought, unless we just sell out all the packs in one day, it's going to keep going lower and lower till that 11th day passes. So like something like that. My point is, it was put out, even though it wasn't perfectly explained, because something is better than nothing. Putting it in front of people so they can see it, is a big deal. If people don't understand what PE is, that's fine. Let them ask the question. It's better to have them see it and ask a question than to hide it and not have them see it at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I think honestly, I think that's one of the biggest obstacles we have to overcome at this point.
Well, I mean,
Everything is
I just did
yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's my point. So,
yeah,
in
yeah.
other words, I agree with you. It just, everything has to happen in a certain pace. I mean, there is a
Sure.
lot of things that need to be done every day. But yes,
Sure. And then, and then when part of it is priority, like we're halfway through fortune draws, or even more than halfway through at this point, and it's still hidden. So
yeah,
when
I
do we
know.
put that one to the forefront? It's coming up with the stuff that's what's important before it goes away. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, obviously
yeah,
we're gonna keep. Yeah.
yeah. I get it. And honestly, I agree with you. We need to unhide things. My explanation is, we put the billboards behind the trees, and that just is not the best place to put a billboard that's intended for people to see it. You don't
Mm-hmm.
want to hide it behind a tree where people have to strain and look hard and know where it is,
Right.
actually
Then they
get the
never
message.
see it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you know to look for it, you might find it. If you're like, hey, I know there's a billboard over there somewhere, let me go look for it. Like, you might be able to find it, but that's not
And
perfect.
sometimes you might not. I've been looking
Right.
sometimes and I
Yeah.
can't find the billboard. I'm like, where's Jimmy's Diner? I know it's coming up in one of these exits. Shit, we passed it 10 miles ago. Missed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Bam. Like
Yeah.
I missed
That's
some stuff. I forget what the heck it was. I missed
right. What
something.
are the best, those Diners ads, that you're going down, and the best ones are when they like 3 in a row. right? So you like miss the
Exactly.
first
And
one,
then
but
you're
you can't miss the second one and the third one. And yeah, it's obnoxious, but it makes the point. Like people know to stop if they need to go to Jimmy's Diner, right? So
and then it's like Jimmy's Diner, this exit now. And you're like,
yeah,
all right, man, we gotta
yeah,
go. We gotta go.
yeah,
It's all hyped up. We've hyped
yeah,
ourselves to go to Jimmy's Diner.
yep. So I agree. I agree with that. I don't even remember how we started that. That was definitely a
It was
long-winded
hype.
ramble there.
It was how do we convey the hype and how do we convince
Uh,
Yeah.
the hype
How do
yeah,
we
I
is
get
would
after
also,
justified?
I would also
10%?
say, I would also say, going, the other thing that I think people, and I know I've talked to you about this, Jangles, in the past, and Jimmy, I'm not sure if you were involved in those conversations, but I think we spend an inordinate amount of time trying to, uh, figure out why the tokens aren't going up. Like why is deck down? Why is SPS down? I mean, I remember like a couple people like flat sold out because we weren't selling the mini set in deck, and we sold it in SPS, and that was going to destroy the game. Blah blah blah. Right? Like so, all those discussions, I think, you know, they miss the mark. And I'm not saying they're not good to have. And honestly, I think there's still more things that we can do. But the most ultimate answer to everything is we have to get new players. I mean,
More players, yeah.
we actually. And by the way, let me also say we also get a lot of players every day. I mean, we get over 100 players every single day. Many days, 200 players. Right. So
Holy shit.
we
Yeah.
are getting people that show up. They just don't like what they see. That's
Mm.
that's the that's the part that I think is missed. Like people like, oh, just get like go get a whole bunch of people there, and then what, right? We already get 200 people a day that don't turn, that out of 200, 199 and a half of them leave, right? So you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you 5x that, and you still didn't get anybody. So
Hype.
we
Well,
have to.
there's where the hype comes in. That's where the hype train comes in. Flashy things, Vegas. How's that work? There are all these
Well,
lights
yeah,
and flashy
that's
things and
that,
buzzers and sirens and like, do this, come here, put your money here, look at this, buy this, fortune draws. You
yeah,
know,
exactly.
yeah.
Well,
That's why that is a priority. Like that is a high priority to do. Like getting the, keep in mind when I first got here less than a year ago, right? We didn't have a frontier mode. You guys were instrumental in helping to get it going, right? So there was no frontier mode. Now there's frontier mode. Guess what? We still have more players playing frontier mode than all the other modes put together. Still, right? Like I
Not
remember when we crossed that, right? Like so it works, right? Like people come here that and they do like to play that mode. Some people do, but we still need to get a lot more, and there's still things that we have flaws in our. In other words, people that have been here go play that and willingly play that on a daily basis, but yet somebody who's never been here shows up and they never make that transition. We're not transitioning them over to where they're, been around here for a while. We haven't figured that part out. So that's where the wheel spin and the daily login streaks and, things like that are going to come into play. And again, if we could ever solve the Rubik's Cube of how to make that stick, we're off and running to the races. We're blowing everybody away in our space. We're just not there
You
yet.
just said it.
So
Explosions and mustaches, man. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong. And star wipes too, as
yeah,
The Simpsons proved. Star wipes, explosions, and mustaches. Just flash.
I'd be really curious to hear 199 and a half folks come and turn tail after they've explored splinterlands.com a little bit. What are they looking for? Are they here for Web3 stuff and purely return on investment? Are they looking for a good digital TCG? Are they looking for like DeFi stuff? Are they here for land and look at the marketplace? Like what are these guys? Where are they coming from? What are they looking for? And where are they disappointed? I realize I'm asking a $1 million question there, but do we have any instinct there, Dave?
I mean, we got an idea. I would say most people that show up, are just curious and they hear about Web3 and they search and they see Splinterlands and they go or they see an ad, that looks pretty fun, in the ad, right? And then they should like we double our numbers, whenever we run certain ads out there, whether it's Telegram or Facebook or Twitter or any of those models. Like we can draw people, but whenever they come, they go there and they click and and it's just not riveting. It's not like it doesn't pull you in. It's like, they're kind of like passerbys, like, hey, oh, okay, that looks cool. And then they go there and then they go to our site and they just, they maybe start the campaign and they don't get by the first chapter, or they may get to the fourth chapter and they leave, or they
come looking for mustaches and there's not enough. I'm telling you, like I swear to God.
Start playing
tutorial, man. I think it comes back to that. That was something that was a huge priority. We got one. It proved to be ineffective. That's probably a big, making the tutorial fun and engaging could be huge. We tried. It was something we didn't have for ages. It finally happened, and then we just kind of plopped it in there and didn't really follow up.
Oh, we're following up. It's just we haven't found the right solution yet. But we're actually A/B testing right now, going, direct into play, like the way it was before the tutorial, and then have the tutorial be something that people can go to if they want, right? And then we just upgraded our how to play section. I don't know if you guys saw that, but our whole how to play section's been completely revamped.
All right. Where do we find?
You gotta go to the how to play area.
Where is that? Like right now, I'm on the website. I go to play. Okay.
Yeah, and then go to ranked. That's it. Now up in the top right.
Teeth are still spinning. Hold on. All right. How to play. Got it. Yeah. Oh, that should be bigger and brighter.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. How to play. Okay. Top right. Okay. I'm going to go through this now that I know that it's
quick start. I got a little blinking going on there.
And it's red. It's red.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
See, the how to play should be red on that page too.
Yeah.
I never would have found that if you guys didn't tell me. I would have been poking around for ages.
Yeah, I understand. And then you got stats and you got positioning.
There's a blinking arrow.
Not perfect. It's not perfect, but it's
an improvement.
A huge improvement. So,
in other words, campaign, ready to battle, frontier. Yeah. All right. Nice. Yeah, giving people the option. And again, I think an engaging tutorial would be invaluable.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of things we need to do. I mean, for instance, we don't tell people they can earn cards.
Right, that's huge.
That was like the biggest reason why I got here. I think there's a lot of people that they stuck around for a long time because they heard they could win stuff, right? And they could keep it selling, right? We don't tell anybody any of that stuff. So
we should.
But again, it's easier said than done. That's the only point I would say. In other words, yes, I agree. It's something on my list of things that I want to do, but we also have to get out sets. We have to, change survival mode to, do what needs to be done and, blah, blah, blah. There's tons of stuff. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying we can't do everything at one time.
Right. That makes sense. I guess, again, it comes down to saying what's the most important. And it's all high up there. It's all high up there, too. That's the hard thing.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I think there's a lot of people like I had a long conversation with one of our community members, great community member. I'm not going to name him and dime him out, but he basically was talking about the survival mode, and he was like, really, we don't have that many people playing human mode. We should just move everything to the bots. It'll increase liquidity. The humans can play against the bots, and it will give them a little, a small bonus, for doing that. And I was like, dude, if we knew that, we're literally going back to zero, right? Like back to where we were, in the beginning. And if we do that, I'm pretty sure the community is really not going to be happy about it. I mean, some people will be, but as a whole, it's going to be a very divisive issue. And
Yeah, we
then
got it to the point where we have human mode, and that
right,
was a
right,
huge thing, and that was a huge
right,
plus.
right. So
Yeah.
they got together and they put that 30-70 split in, which is a big upgrade for the human players, over what they would get, and so they're getting a 6 times what they're getting now, which is a
Oh
pretty
wow.
big bump. So yeah, it was a big change. But one of the things in explaining it to him, I showed him like how little people earn in bronze. Like when they're playing modern, how little they earn in bronze relative to how much a person earns in champ. And
Right.
it's like mind-boggling. In fact, I should show you guys well, never mind. I forgot you can't visually see it, but I mean, to give you an example, like our champion players in modern make 1.1 million SPS in a season. There's more players in bronze than there is in champion, and they earned a whopping total of 2,000 SPS.
What?
Yep.
2,000?
Yeah.
That's wrong. That's
Yeah.
just wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, champs should earn more due to investment
Yeah.
ratio, but
Yeah.
that's just so scary. That could, dude, I think you're onto something right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let bronze earn
Yeah. But in
enough that
order
they
to
can
do
start
that,
building.
right. So, I mean, but they don't necessarily have to play SPS. I mean, the silver lining there is we actually have more players playing that, than we do playing champ, which is amazing when you think that they're not even playing for SPS. They're playing for Glint.
They're
They're
playing for the
playing
game.
for fortune draws.
Yeah.
They're playing because they like the game. So that is actually a silver lining there, right? So yes, we could figure out how to incentivize them, but it doesn't have to be SPS necessarily. Like maybe there's a special card or something they get, or a special skin that we can get, or maybe there's special tournament that will fund, we as a DAO, i.e., the DAO might fund, and for that, or only for bronze, like you get like a tournament token or something if you win 5 in a row or something, right? And then you take these tournament tokens and you get a chance to do something with them. Like I'm just throwing
Yeah.
out like spitballing ideas, but the point is I don't think people even know stuff like that. Like I think they always talk theory and oh, we don't want people extracting and multi-accounting and all the bad things that happen. Well, guess what? We've done a great job at working that out, which is good, right? So, but at the same token, we also have to recognize it certainly isn't the reason that a lot of us got here in the beginning. In other words, that draw was taken away completely.
Right.
That hey, I want to come play to earn is like non-existent in bronze.
Right. And that could be a little bit of the extra grease, going back to the grease terminology. Let's grease it up. Let's lube up bronze a little bit. A little earning could be just that extra, like, wow,
Yeah,
that gets people playing more. Wow.
yeah, and then you get referrals, and then you get people that stick
Yeah.
around. So
Yeah.
like I
I'm playing this
personally,
game and
I
wow, I
like
just earned.
yeah, exactly. So I like getting 30,000 people a month, right? I just don't like when we don't retain them. So we have to figure that out.
Well, that's a huge thing in itself, is the fact that we're getting that much traffic. So yeah, I mean, that's incredibly encouraging to know that that's there. It's just figuring out the next step. And again, man, you can't dismiss the impact of explosions and mustaches on retention, especially explosions. I'm telling you, you go click that thing, learn how to play, bam, all of a sudden this huge explosion, fireball, next screen. People are drawn to that. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, I want to clarify. I said, by the way, 30,000 a month. We don't get 30,000 a month. It's more like 5,000 a month. But it's
Okay,
still,
that's still something on that 199.5. That means we're getting at least one midget per day
I mean,
to be
honestly,
PC.
we do, you know, like I said, man, go look at a lot of these other projects. Like I know there are people out there like I don't want to hear, how you guys are less bad than everybody else, and I get it. I don't really like that argument either, which is why I'm not out hyping things, right? Because how do you hype, something that you still know you have to work on? Like you're just lying if you don't like tell the truth, right? So
Sure. Yeah.
it make long story short, yeah, I mean we're close. We're very, very close. We're just not there yet. We have to figure out how to cross that chasm. And I think all the other stuff we've done is pretty good. We've done a good job. Like I don't hear people complaining about the cost of the soul bounds and can't why can't I earn anything? Why does it got to be on soul bound? Like I think a lot of those things are fixed, right? So that people that are here, are feeling better about the game. I think that's true. I think that bears out in the numbers. I showed Jangles, and Jangles, feel free to share it with Jimmy if you want. But this cycle we've done more in sales, than we did last cycle, right? And enough to notice, like not just a few little amount. We've done more with less people. So, that tells you we're doing some things right. Like we're maintaining our base relatively good, but still we're not adding to it. So until we add to it, there's still going to be all those conversations with, what's wrong, why aren't we doing this? I saw a guy the other day said that, the reason we're not doing well is because the DAO didn't own the IP, right? The DAO should own the IP and the company shouldn't own the IP. And actually, I'm perfectly fine with, putting something like that together. I know we've talked, in the past about, having the DAO like just hire us, like just pay our bills. Like,
Yeah.
Like we give you one
But
price.
that's not going to
like,
do anything for the new player. They're not going to give one flying crap about that.
well, they should.
It's
I mean,
the new
honestly,
player.
no, I'm saying the existing DAO voters should care whether we get the new
Oh
players.
yeah. Existing DAO,
Right.
sure. I just don't
Right.
think the DAO owning the IP is going to make a difference to the guy just trying the game out and not
Oh
sticking.
yeah. No, but my point is like they're always searching for what's the reason, right? Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that's sure. I don't have a problem with that. Like, I think that would be cool. It would be a pretty good angle, and honestly,
Yeah.
that would be good to be a completely decentralized game, right? But
Yeah.
having said that, like you said, that ain't why those 200 people that came in today turned around and left, right? Because
199.5.
yeah, exactly. That's not it. So, you know, we'll get there. I think.
Yeah. The fact that the traffic is still here is a very encouraging sign. So people are hearing about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah, I was a little stunned, and at first I thought maybe it was, not real, but it is. I mean, we now track them all the way through. We know exactly where they pop off now. So, you know, we have to improve, basically.
Well, having that data and tracking the experience throughout the various levels of the funnel is a very necessary first step, right? That's where you can start to patch holes and plug gaps and improve experiences. And I don't think there's and the development and stuff that you guys have been moving into production over the last year goes to validate this point. There's no silver bullet. There's not one size fits all solution. Maybe explosions and mustaches is a certain part of what that silver bullet is constructed of, but it's going to be a whole lot of small incremental improvements across that whole onboarding funnel that gets us to maybe a 20-30% retention rate of that daily traffic.
The whole is
Yeah.
greater than the sum of the parts.
Yes.
Yes. I think that was
Bingo.
in Star Trek.
Star Trek? Was that in Star Trek?
I think so. I think Spock said that to Jim at one time. You probably don't even know what Star Trek is. You youngins.
Oh, I used to watch that. You kidding me? If I had the Star Trek, the 12-inch action figures, I remember the black and white where one guy was like literally half black, half white, right down the middle. That was one of the figures we had. Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember all that noise.
And I do
Okay,
like some of the things like the fortune draws. Like I like watching, like even though it's not talked about, there's different winners. I mean, let me just read you the list of people that have won. Obviously, Buck just won the first day because he did a bunch. But the next is Scarhool, Startooth, Ghostly, Red Vipers, Penas, and Petroni.
this
I
is
mean,
the arcane draws.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like people are doing it, even without, it being heavily advertised, i.e. no advertisement, they still found it, right? And they're still doing it. And that part's good, right? So yes, we definitely need to figure out, how to let other people know, but it's also a good sign that these are things, even when they're not touted, they're still there. Same thing with the Splinter Vibes. Like, I don't know if you guys, it got lost in that huge thing that we had yesterday with the sale, but the new Splinter Vibes are out.
Ooh, I didn't know that. I did
Yeah,
not know
yeah,
that.
yeah, there you go. And,
Yeah, did I miss them yet? Can I go buy some?
yeah, you still get them, but they're getting down like Can't Fly,
Yeah,
Don't
I didn't
Care.
know. I didn't know that. I'm on the site literally every day doing stuff. That's
Yeah, yeah,
crazy. That's why
yep,
I'm saying we need a news page, man. Just a landing page where you post everything that happens.
yeah,
And
I understand.
that's not a big lift. That's got to be just here's a page, put the on the menu bar, freaking
Well, there
news or
actually
announcement.
is, Jimmy. I mean, there is that spot on the front page where they do talk about it.
Oh, the one
Like,
you have to scroll down and you have no
yeah,
idea it's
yeah,
there when you land on a page
yeah,
because it
yeah,
looks like
yeah,
a complete landing
yeah.
page when you
That is
and I
there.
don't go to the home page. I'm logged in.
I
I'm
know. I'm
logged
just telling you that's
news and
where.
updates. It was three things. New
Yeah,
Well,
Splinter
you
Vibe.
you
Right
you can
there
see
it
here,
is.
yeah,
Jimmy. So yeah, it's here, but
I see it. Yeah.
I mean
You
it's
got to
four
scroll
clicks to
down.
get there.
yeah, and
Yeah.
You know
it's
what I mean? So
slightly
this is
down.
this is your
And dude,
standard
I didn't
page.
even know. I didn't know that there was anything under the Play Now button on the home landing page. Honestly, because that looks like a complete page. You hit Play Now or you go to the top. Like I had never, ever even thought, I'm going to try to scroll underneath the Play Now button on the home page. It just doesn't look like there's anything there. It's like
Yeah,
this looks like a landing page. Dave told me like, I don't know, a week or two ago. I was like, holy shit, you actually can scroll down and there's more stuff there. I had no
yeah,
idea. Like that's where a big flashing green arrow that said scroll down would be helpful.
yeah,
Yeah, or something.
yeah,
Literally
yeah.
had no clue. I'd logged in anytime there's maintenance, that page comes up and I just went to where I had to go on the top menu, to navigate.
Yep. But it's there. It is there, and the Splinter
It
Vibes
is
are
there.
out.
You're right.
Yeah,
You
and
are
there
right.
is
There it is.
and there is still like 50 of each at a minimum, and some still have like 80 or
I'm
90
gonna
because hardly
I'm gonna
anybody
hit
knew
that up
about it.
tonight. So is
Yep.
there any way we can just literally everything that's posted there just gets archived on a page in the website? Because that's three things. That's bam.
Yeah, I don't know where it goes after that, so I hesitate
Right.
only because I don't know. I don't know
That's
what they do.
content that it should go somewhere. And I've noticed like when I do dig for news on the ranked screen, you go to let me do it now. I'm gonna go to play. I'm gonna go to ranked, and the teeth are chomping, and the teeth are chomping. And they're still chomping. All right, hold on.
Yeah, if you
I'm
go to updates, you see
waiting for it.
the little red little
My
dot
teeth are
there.
still chomping. I don't know what's
Oh,
going on. Oh, wait, there we go. All right, I'm on thing. I'm on modern. Go to updates,
yeah,
and that's where there's literally three stories. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So,
It's just kind of hidden there. It's kind of
yeah.
just
So
hidden.
that's what I'm saying, an archive page where on the top shop market, open items, guild, news, or events or anything. And all the stuff gets just kept there. Because I know I'm always looking for shit. I'm like, oh, land cards. Let me see what the stats are. Then I got to go dig up, the article. And if I forgot to bookmark it, it's just lost in, hours of scrolling. Where if we have an archive page with a search engine, Land cards. Bam. There we are. Yeah, like a library.
Yeah, I get it. Speaking of libraries, we got a library coming in game. We got a lot of
No
lot
way.
of lot of stuff. Yeah, we have
What's the
a
library deal? Please,
library.
please tell.
Library is going to be where you can. It's going to be a guild building. It's not part of the guild overall. It's just a new a thing that we just decided to do because we can. Um, there will be a new building on land, or excuse me, in your guilds that you can delegate your cards to. So you can put cards into your library for your guild, and then new players or existing players can essentially borrow those cards for nothing. So, for
That's
instance,
cool.
let's say you want to delegate, you got some extra gold foils, and you got a team member that doesn't have any gold foils, but they want to play a gold foil fray, and you don't want to hassle with sending it and resending it,
Delegating. Yeah.
all that. Yep. So you just delegate it in a library, and once it's in the library, then they can go pick them out anytime they want.
So it's a card library.
Yes.
Yeah, it's such a
Interesting.
huge quality
Very
of
cool.
life improvement. It's such a pain in the
Yeah.
ass to, delegate on a per brawl
Oh,
basis to who's filling phrase and
yeah,
yeah.
and then they leave, and then you got to go figure out that they left. It's just a giant pain in the ass. But obviously, if they're in your guild, then they're like approved to rent them. Don't put them in your library if you don't want them to rent them. But otherwise, you will have, depending on the tier. We made it relatively cheap to level up the building. There's 5 levels. I forget what the minimal numbers are, but it goes from a certain number to a much bigger number. So I don't know, let's say 50 cards up to like 500 cards or something like that, or 5,000. I'm not sure the number, but the point is you can just delegate them in there, and then everybody in the guild can essentially be donors, or vice versa. If they're a new player, for instance, let's say the Frontier thing, and like you guys have a Frontier fray that's not being filled, you can, I could delegate some of my Frontier cards into the library, and then you know uh, simply Mike shows up and says, oh, I'll play it, but I don't have any cards. Well, go to the library and rent them out.
Cards. That's awesome. That's a great
Yep.
little. That's a great thing. That would be perfect on the news page. Bam. Library.
Yeah, it'll
Come.
be on. I'm sure it'll be on there. We also
Nice.
have SPS rentals. Going to have two-sided rental market, where we'll have bids and offers. So right now it's like 0.001 and nobody gets filled, unless you go to 0.002 and then you get filled.
Yeah.
So in the future, you will have like 0.001 at 0.002. So the guys looking to rent theirs out at 0.002 can put theirs, and then the people looking to rent it at 0.001, and then anybody's free to, fill either side anytime. And have
Awesome.
auto cancel, so you don't have to mess with it. If you can just leave it at the same price forever if you wanted, for that matter. I guess I can't say forever, but you know, for the
Yeah.
foreseeable future, you'll be able to leave it out, and essentially it will show where, like right now people are frustrated because they don't know, like, oh, I go to 0.002, and then and then a bot will go fill them. But if you're a human guy with SPS, like, you got to constantly watch the page if you want to get that 0.002. Now everybody can show what they want. Like, hey, I want to
Right.
rent mine out at 0.002. I can put it out there and then let the market do its thing. Right. And if I want to rent it out at 0.001, I can do that too. Or if I want to put it out at 0.003 or 0.004, I can put it at any price I want. And it will create a much more dynamic market. So I think that's going to
Yeah.
be,
No, that's awesome.
Yep.
That's huge.
So when you
Huge.
talk about like doing things, these are also things that we do, and they are pretty big stepping stones, for things that we need to do in the future as well. Like, for instance, I would like to do more guilds, more phrase in the guilds, at some point where, like it's a lot more dynamic than what it is right now. But the hard part is, it's like people don't have the cards. So what are you going to do? Like there's a lot of phrases that don't get filled because people just don't have the cards to play them. Well, now, they can do that. So stuff
Like
like
when
that.
this SPS thing goes live, this new market, how are we going to know about it? How are we going to find out about that?
We're going to tell you about it on a post, probably talk about it in a town hall, probably, put an announcement on Discord, and then you'll get your little red dot on the update thing, Jimmy, and you just got to look for that red dot.
Yeah. Well, now I know that there's actually updates on the thing, but I'm telling you, archive this. Give us a page with everything on it. I can do that on my website. I'm an amateur website person. I'm terrible, but I do update my AMP websites enough that I know that that's not that hard to do. I could probably do it if you guys want to pay me.
All right. I could pay you
Throw me some
mustaches.
tax. Yes. See, I would do it for mustaches.
I figured you would.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a steal right there, man.
All right. So what else you guys want to talk about?
You want to walk through the numbers that you shared, Dave? You want me to share that again?
Sure.
Circle back to that one.
Are you going to share it with Jimmy?
Yeah,
I
let me
saw
just
that.
share the screen. Here we go.
Yeah,
Good numbers.
you don't have to put them. It's not formatted or anything. Don't share it publicly only because it's not formatted well. And I'm sure
Right.
Clay's going to put it together properly at some point. But it shows, how we've done. We, meaning the Dow. I got to be careful on, explaining that part. But we on the Dow, how have we done off the investment that we, made? So, for instance, we invested 250,000, or excuse me, yeah, $250,000 on Rebellion, and we got back 4 million in deck. In the so the dollar value return turned out to be 2.9 million. Not sure how he comes up with his numbers, but clearly we did way better than the 250,000 that we paid. Then Hall of Legends, we paid 600,000. We got back 719,000 decks, so there was again a positive there. In Conclave Arcana, we put in $600,000 worth of deck. At Peg, I'm talking, and then we've done 3.95. Oh, I see what he's doing. Okay, so what he hasn't done here. All right, so the first three is not divided by the Hall of Legends all went to the Dow. The Rebellion and the Conclave Arcana should be divided by 2 because half of that went to
Dow company split.
It's split. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So that
Also curious if Hall of Legends includes Heloise or not.
yes, it did.
Okay.
719,000. Yeah. But if you look on Escalation so far, they paid 1.2 billion deck, and they've already got back 1.15 in SPS.
Yeah.
Equivalent, deck equivalent. So
That's,
in other words,
that's at the end of the pre-sale.
Yes, at the end of the pre-sale. Yeah.
Right.
So if you look at it, the amount of deck sales equivalent is 4.7 million in Rebellion, and it's so far over 5, like 5.1 so far for Conclave Arcana. So we're up like 8% with more to go on Escalation, 2 more months of Escalation, another 11 days on Conclave Arcana. So I just thought that was interesting that, from a Dow perspective, we're well. And I know we're, I've talked to Clay, I've talked to Jangles, I've talked to other people about possibly, doing something where, we essentially work with, like we work for a set fee, right? And then we provide you guys with, with the stuff that you sell, kind of like what we just did on Escalation. Like you pay us, and then you get all the proceeds, or at least putting something in there where you get all the proceeds plus like 20% and then do a split, after that. That would, I think, make most sense in the bigger picture because it will, eliminate the worry about like what happens if crypto goes down or, all the things that happen when you're trying to run the company. It not only affects the company, it also affects the whole system. So by having the DAO essentially buy a whole, you know, like cycle, a whole 18-month cycle, I think makes the most sense. So at least I'm going to explore that in the future.
Yeah, I really love that concept of the ongoing contract, and I actually think it was our conversation with Keegs where that was kind of first, at least publicly, thought about here on TPG, and the 18-month cycle. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun and I think exploratory thought exercise to try and hammer out the details on and really running this thing like a proper business, hiring for contract steam monsters.
Yeah,
How many
and
must?
not only that, it does things like what I was talking about, that one guy in the Shardholder channel, brought up, about the license, and the DAO should, at least have a co-ownership of the license, and things like that. And then it really, like, his whole point was like being a decentralized game, a truly decentralized game is a big deal, and that's kind of always been Matt's vision in general. So this, if we did something like that, that would actually be a step towards that direction, which also has some marketing benefits too. Because
Oh yeah.
it's not the team that goes up or down; it's the project itself, which is managed by the DAO.
Yeah, it's fully
Meaning
community
that-
owned.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
badass.
exactly. Yeah.
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 So I think we're at a point where we could look at that. Like we've like I said, we went through and tuned down a lot of expenses. We've upped our production. It's pretty simple what we do, so it's not like that hard to figure out. I mean, we have a main set, we have a mini set slash promo, something like that, and then we have the reward set. So that's our main drivers of revenue, right? And then there's other things, like making the SPS thing, or making the library, or making the fortune draws. There are things that people can also want, like you mentioned, an ask or something like that. So there are things like that that we can do as well. But obviously, the main things are going to be the core set, the mini set, and the reward set. Delivered over that 18-month time frame.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun conversation to get going. So if anybody out there listening, you got ideas, drop them in the comments on the Peak Deep post. What would you like to see in the contract?
Cool. Yeah. One other thing that happened that you guys might not know, and Jimmy, you probably don't know, is there is an SPS leaderboard for the reward for burning SPS to get glint.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yes,
I figured you didn't know
I
that.
stumbled
So,
upon this one the other day.
show him where it is.
How do we
Here,
get there?
Jimmy.
Where do we get? How do I get there? Let's see. Go to
So it's not
ranks.
through ranked. It's not through
Nope.
ranked. It's
Okay,
through
go to
your
SPS.
SPS page.
Reward burn
leaderboard.
I was
Yeah.
on my SPS page today and I didn't see that. Crazy. Because I wasn't
Yep.
looking.
Yeah, you
Bam.
Shout
definitely
out
have
to
to.
Taraz. Nice.
Yeah,
Leading the
Taraz
way.
#1 in modern. Yeah, and then
5,000 SPS burn. Bam.
and then look
Can
at
you? So now is this all? Is this all like only done through rewards, or can I literally say I want to burn 100,000 SPS for glint?
no,
Or is
you
it
can only
okay?
do it through your rewards. You can basically
Gotcha.
you can you get paid SPS, you get paid glint, you can double
Yeah,
your
yeah.
glint if you get rid of the SPS, basically.
What would you guys think about giving people that option? Would that
You
be
mean
crazy?
you mean to
Like
burn
say,
SPS for glint?
yeah, if
Yeah,
someone wants to burn 1,000,000 SPS for glint, would that be
I
just insane?
one of the
Would that be
things
game breaking?
no, it just has to be gamified in some way. Like the straight, doing it, where it's like purchasable, I don't think is a good idea. But I mean, there are things like you can buy special chests, that have a
Gotcha,
chance
gotcha.
to
I think
get,
it's a great
right.
dynamic.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's one of the best things to introduce in a long time.
yeah,
Just that option.
right. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I have it in my head. I mean, like I said, there's at least 100 things that we haven't, like that we could do. So there's just a limit on, what they are. That's all.
I want
But
to
yeah,
burn
I
SPS
like that idea.
mustache skins. I want to burn
Yeah, well,
SPS mustache skins. I would do it
I would
too, man.
I would like mustache skins.
I would do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that we should probably do a special background for your avatar that has nothing but like cool mustaches in the background.
That would
So
be amazing. I would use that
right.
in a second. Yep. I would do that in a second, especially since my avatar doesn't even have a mustache
Oh,
option.
even better, even better. You know how we have that arcane thing where it has all these rune pictures going across, right? When
Yeah.
it
If it was
blinks, right?
mustaches flashing
Imagine if
across.
those are mustaches, right?
Yes.
That were going.
Oh man. Take my glint. I'm
Yeah,
down. I would pay SPS for that. Absolutely.
yeah, special
That's
mustache
that's
variety.
priority.
Yeah,
Priority. Top
yeah.
priority right there. You just hit it. You just hit it. That would be retention up the wazoo.
I will say that when AZ was going over the, I wouldn't say cons, because he was talking about issues, right? And some of them are cons, but um, the the one thing that I think is that we have done a good job on, and I don't think people fully appreciate it yet, unless you stop and kind of like put yourself out another year into the future and then look back. But just think of the impact that the black foils and the arcanes have had on the game in terms
Oh
of
yeah.
creating excitement, creating, like collectability. Like there are people that, try to get, as many as they can, things like that. Like I really think that that's something that's underrated at this point in time, because it's like history. Sometimes even when you're in the middle of history, you don't even know it was a big deal until like many years later, right? But so I think we've kind of, that's been one of the super positive things that we've done as well. And I think that, going forward, we should see more stuff like that.
Oh yeah. No, I think that was one of the best ways to introduce a way for people to have more collectability, have more, spending options, but not affecting the gameplay itself. That
Yep.
was a great balance right there. Yeah, you could play all black foil and you could show it off, or you can have your gold foil arcanes, which have the cool graphics. But you go up against a regular foil deck, it doesn't change how that works.
Yep. Yep.
Love that.
So I think in the terms of long term though, in terms of long term value, like if you look at the value of a pack, that those have added value, even though I don't think people have fully recognized that yet.
Totally. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like down the road, like you can kind of see it with the voucher cards, and then we have the special auctions and stuff. Like people are still buying those. I mean, they still buy like $10,000 worth of the, the gold foil, one,
Auction.
I forget the name of that card, but there's like 10 of them. There's like 10 grand people are going to go spend trying to get that card, right? Like
Yeah.
that's $10,000,
With
which is
through land
incremental
craftable
demand.
auction marks,
Yeah.
through land craftable entry fee.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. And think how many black foil potions are now spent because people want to do the black foils. So, that's I think a long term, value. We always talk about, like we need more players, and we do, but we also needed to give people more things that they would want to buy. And so I think we did really well on that particular thing. I think skins has come out. That's another thing. I do think songs, personally, I like them a lot. I recognize that they're new, so a lot of people don't even fully understand them, that they're even there yet. But stuff like that, will add value over time. Plus, we have other cards going to be coming in other modes. So as soon as I know survival is, good and funded and all that kind of stuff, like we can make survival only cards too. That can be more stronger and people can win and craft and, possibly buy, there's all kinds of things we can do without just more and more and more always going to rank play. Like going back to AZ's point, like I think AZ, he wants more than just regular gameplay out of it. He wanted, land value to make sure it came out of it. So I know that was a big issue for him. So, other modes, being able to have cards that can be like a tournament only card. That would be kind of cool that you can only play it in the tournament. So, there's a lot of things we can do. But again, we're a small team and can only do so many things at one time. Jangles, I really took you on a tour there, by the way.
We love them. We're all about the tours, Dave.
Buying my tunes right now. Buying my tunes right now.
Yeah.
Which ones are you grabbing, dude?
Let's see. I'm getting all the glint ones as we speak. Let's see. What else are those? What are Cinder. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. We got some Cinders there. We got Dr. Doom and Rusty Android.
Okay. Ooh, Rusty Android.
That's your jam.
Android.
Dave and Rusty.
I got to see how much cards I'm willing to.
I'll tell you one thing I had to get is I really, really like the first two land ones, the Henchling Enforcer, Little Levy, and then the
Halfling Enforcer, you mean? Halfling Enforcer.
Yeah,
that's
whatever.
What he is.
Little Levy.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm just saying. He's a halfling. He's a midget. He should be called. And it was to celebrate the halving. I still call him the Halfling Enforcer. But
and then also the Heloise and the Baron one I like a lot too. So
I'll probably buy those. I always have extra wood every harvest. I could get one of those. I'll probably get all of those, I think, just to be collecting there. The Cinder, I gotta see. I gotta see if I'm willing to go burn something. 10,000 Cinder. Is that a legendary?
No, 5,000 Cinder. Oh, 10,000 for both. Yeah. Is that what?
Yeah. One legendary Chaos Legion, or what is, how much do I get?
Its collection power at 10,000 would be like a little less than 7,000 collection power. So
yeah. Okay. I gotta see what that comes to. I'm gonna get the DDC.
Let me check. Okay.
Get out of my way, stampeding calf. Get out of my way.
Yeah, I like that song too. It's kind of a kid's song, but if you had kids, it'd definitely be great. Even if you don't have kids, it's still good.
Still something. Shadows and Smiles. I'm gonna get that. Almo Cambio, because he's a badass. And even more badass now that we have weapons training.
It's about equivalent to 3 of the common max Chaos Legions.
Okay. The 5,000 Cinder or 10,000?
Yeah, 10,000. The
10,000.
Okay.
So like one and a half of the per song.
Gotcha. I got
5,000 Cinder. Here, I'll tell you exactly what it is. So take 5,000 divided by 1.5. 1.5. That's equivalent to 33 deck equivalent.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I'm going to cards.
So roughly $2.
Conclave Arcana. How do I do this? Conclave Arcana, Rebellion Foundations, Eternal. Card set. How do I find? I'm looking for my. I never go in game for cards except.
Oh, you got to toggle Modern and Wild, dude.
Got it. Okay, there it is. Chaos Legion. Okay. To the legendary Chaos Legion. Okay.
Buttercup Mauler, don't forget about that one. That's a hell of a good one.
I got that one already. That was Glint.
Yeah.
All right, here's a Jin Bilka. Let me see what happens here if I select one. Ooh, I don't want to burn a Jimmy. Gotta lock that one. I have one with Jim in the name there. Let's see. Burn, convert to dark energy or cinder.
Make sure you do
8,000
Cinder.
cinder. Yeah, I know. That
Yeah.
should be the default, actually. You guys should switch that up.
Yeah, I know.
DEC is the default. For all these people freaking out about DEC, you'd think the cinder should be the default for that reason, too. Let's see. There we go. I'm burning a Gin Bilka for 8,662.5 cinder.
Yeah, now you need 1,400 more.
I was sitting on 2,700, so I have enough for both songs now.
There you go. You were
Bam.
you were one of only 100 people that can own those. Maximum.
Bam. I'm buying the Dr. Blight. Done. And then Rusty Android, of course. Rusty Android. Done. The Android Shuffle. Oh, I never knew he had legs. Look at that.
Yeah.
He's got
That's
giant
cool.
legs, too.
Oh, you
Holy
guys got the
shit.
song
think-
previews in there too, Dave. I just noticed that.
Yeah. Yeah. We hid that too. It's in there,
All
but
right.
you have to figure it out. It's that little bitty arrow right to the right.
Where is it?
Yep.
It's the little bit. I mean, I'm telling you, it looks like a freaking speck on here.
Oh, that tiny little play button.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I mean,
Oh, I
mean,
never would have
maybe-
saw that. I never would have noticed that.
Yeah, that's why I think neon is the way to go. I know I always joke with
Yep.
Nate. I always tell them I want neon, but honestly, I think neon works, right? Like,
Dude, neon green would be like
Yeah,
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 neon
he wants
green
to-
right there.
yeah. Like maybe it's a compromise. Like he does have very classy, very subtle ways
Dude,
of doing
neon is
things.
classy, dude. Neon
Yeah,
is
just-
classy. I don't know
just-
where you're coming from if you don't say neon's classy.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I just want to put a little neon in there. That's all. Just
Absolutely.
calm
Neon
my eye.
equals yeah,
Yeah.
neon screams class, man. I'm telling you. It does.
Yep. Well, yeah, I'm
Bam,
glad
I'm
to
done.
see.
Got them all except land. I'm gonna harvest on Sunday and I'll pick up those land songs on Sunday.
Yeah, you should be all right on the land once we didn't sell out last time. So I think you have some time. I don't think
Totally.
the land guys know it, but honestly, I sent some songs over to my land account just because like when I'm doing my harvesting and all that, I like having music going in the background. But that's just me.
Nice.
I-
Yeah. Oh, I still got to do that. I haven't even turned that on yet.
Yeah, it's easy. You
Oh,
just
that
put it
bard
in.
kind of looks like a young Jimmy, the guy in the background with the lute over there.
Which one?
That's if you go to the Splinter Vibes shop, the dude
Uh-huh.
playing the stringed instrument, that's kind of what Jimmy used to look like back on when he was on tour.
Hold on, I'm gonna look and see what you're talking about. So under items,
Shop. Splinter Vibes.
oh, you're going to the shop. Okay, and which one?
So if you go to the shop, the Splinter Vibes shop,
Uh-huh.
the dude with the guitar right there with the flowing cape and all that stuff.
The dude get the guitar and the flowing.
It's in the
cape.
background. The background.
Oh, the background. Okay, yeah, I was looking at the songs. Oh, okay, yeah, there you are. That's Jimmy. I think
That's
is.
literally like Google Jimmy in like 2002 to 2005. That was basically
I
at
think
one point I have a badass mustache though. I do have to
Did you?
say.
I don't think
I
that's
did.
an electric guitar though. You don't play the non-electric kind, do you?
No, I don't. I do every once in a while. If I were to time travel or, time warp to somewhere where that was appropriate, I'd probably play that thing.
All right.
It
Well,
might be plugged in too. You never know, man. It is a magical world.
well, we now have seen the little Easter eggs in our game. AZ showed us the card that is made after him, and then we see the background that has Jimmy, a young Jimmy, in the Splinter Vibe shop. That's pretty cool.
That's crazy. I'll have to send you guys a picture. You'll agree. You'll be like, whoa, that is young Jimmy.
Next thing you know, we're gonna have a bus, a big orange bus somewhere
Oh, yeah.
in the game.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what else you guys got? Anything else?
No, I think we ran the full gamut. I'm all set. Jimmy, anything else you trying to pick
No, I'm
apart, talk
pretty
through?
not at the moment.
Awesome. Well, got
All
things
right,
going
just
with some fireworks from AZ. I think some good talking points, some good insights, some good food for thought.
I was just gonna like re-walk through just because Jimmy, sometimes you complain to me that you didn't know, so I want to make sure it's very, very clear to you on this packs, of Conclave Arcana. Like right now, the total pack equivalence is 78,000. So if nobody buys another pack, right, between now and the end of the sale, which is the next 11 days, there would be
Mhm.
4,000 prizes going to 78,000 pack equivalents, which would mean about one in every 20 packs.
So what's
So
that 468.32K total PE that's on the timer I'm looking at?
that's how much is there right now, assuming all those packs got sold.
Gotcha. And we're burning every day, so that's not
Yeah, every
happening.
day we burn
Yeah.
down. So right
Ooh.
now there's 468. Tomorrow there'll be like 442 or something like that. The next day 420. So every day it goes
Yeah.
down.
Dude, I think that's
Yeah,
great. That banner is freaking fantastic. Like that's
yeah.
what I'm talking about.
So I
You
mean,
don't
you
like
might
it,
be in a
suck it.
situation where, yeah, yeah, exactly. So, right now it's like one out of every 117. You know, where it
Yeah.
stops is obviously going to depend on who buys what, when, but
Yeah.
it's
I might
definitely
pick up
something
a
that
few of those
everybody's,
then.
yeah, just make sure you know about it. That's all, because
Yeah,
it's
no,
like,
thank you. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that's
like,
good. And I love the banner. Seriously, because it's like, hey man, every time you log in, it's right in your face. You got 11 days to pick these up, Jackson.
yep, yep.
Oh,
And
you need a finger coming out of the screen pointing at you. You know that point emoji that I've been using lately? Just bam, last call, pointing right at you.
yeah, that would
Seriously,
be
that
nice.
would be pretty classy too, man. Big
Yeah,
point,
the in-game
classy.
notifications that we have and all those things that pop across. Like most people like looking at them. You'd be surprised how many people call up and or send in like tickets, support tickets. How can I get rid of that? It's very
Right. Well,
distracting.
like when you harvest, it's brutal, especially when you have multiple screens over and you got to like click on 30 of them.
uh
You know,
Yeah,
when you're
but
harvesting, you
I
swap.
mean, it happens like once every 18 months, so it's really like it's over.
Oh,
Like
the
in
ticket.
other words, no, like people were upset that one day, like it was like bam, 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 just like nonstop.
Oh, the card pull notifications.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right,
So,
right, right, right.
so
I like those.
I do too, but evidently some people don't. So I'm just letting you
Gotcha.
know that
Yeah, I could see how it's like it's because it is big and they do stack.
yeah,
And
I
sometimes
know.
I'm like looking at them and I want to see, and then they go away. I'm like, wait, who pulled what? What? Wait, what? Going away.
Yeah, I
Django
wish
got
I could.
something. What was it?
Yeah, I wish I could refresh and look. That yeah,
Totally, totally.
I definitely like that. I
Ooh,
love seeing.
can you guys do a history? Like, would that be
I,
something where you could have like a history, that you could just go and look at? Here's the history of the polls.
Probably. I mean, I'm sure they could. I mean, they do have a
Well, there's the
history of
variant
every
history.
card.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah,
can look at what has been minted for
Ah, right,
sure.
right, right. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. When you look at each specific card,
Yeah.
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 Oh,
But
that's
yeah,
for that.
yeah, sometimes like I see a name and I didn't catch the card, and then I want to go back and say, what did he get again? And like I didn't catch
Exactly,
it. Yeah.
exactly. This is
All right.
fun
Well,
little thing.
I'm done rambling. Jangles, if you want to cut me off, feel free.
No, a lot of fun, man. I'm looking forward to, we'll definitely try and run another episode next week. What are we at? 11 days? Just over 11 days, 3 minutes or 3 hours, excuse me, and 50 minutes until the end of the CA cell. Is there something we should be looking out for, Dave? Are you guys going to be running some, some hype streams and getting folks, bringing the banners to YouTube and some Discord live streams and stuff like that, calling this out and celebrating the end of CA.
Yeah, I think Blaze is planning on doing that. Yes. Kind of like what he just did, for
Yep.
the escalation. And yeah, I think it's a good idea because I also think there's going to be like once it's done, like there's some people that can't even wait for it to get done. They still like Jangles pulled in black foil yesterday. It went out and bought a couple packs and decided
Two
to do it.
packs. Two packs.
Paid
But
her,
I think
baby.
it's gonna be another opening day type thing where whoever buys whatever they buy, once the sale is over, I think quite a few people are going to start ripping them.
Yeah,
Because at that point,
yeah.
there's no more going to be made, so it's like set. Now it's like, what did I get, kind of thing.
And there's some
So it will be
big
kind of fun.
101s to be pulled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys even seen that list? Like Jimmy, have you seen the list? I know you're not as connected as
Nope.
well, Django's.
Where do we go? Where do we go? I'm on the website. Where do I see
All
the
right.
list?
I'll tell you where to go. So you gotta
Okay.
hide. You gotta find it. It's there.
Share your
Let me
screen,
guess.
Jimmy.
Let me guess. Okay, hold on. All right, yeah. Let me share my screen. Share. That looks right. Okay, share. Okay. Do you guys see this?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, go to the shop and go to card packs and go to Conclave Arcana and scroll down to Mint History. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
There it is. It's hiding. There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
In like
Yeah, imagine if that was neon.
dark
That
on
would pop.
dark. See, that's
Yeah,
dark on
that would
dark.
pop.
I always
Yeah, neon would pop right out, wouldn't it?
neon
Like
would do it. That would be so classy.
Yeah, I agree.
Neon.
I'm with you.
Green.
If
bright
Nate ever
green.
hears this, he's gonna agree with you. It's a classy
So
neon.
classy.
Yeah.
So classy. Like I'm
Oh,
looking
man,
at the Zoom.
this list
and
is
whoever's
crazy.
talking is green neon. Like
All right, now-
we're in the call. Whoever's speaking is in green neon because it's classy.
Yes, I agree.
See the little window. All right, so here's a
All
list.
right, so
Jackpot.
start at the bottom if you really want to get excited. The top ones are the mostly commons. Look at that. So Brave the Bull, obviously none. And then
There's
it comes
none.
out, none V.
No
none
hand V.
Yeah, only one Elwin's out.
Yeah. No Captain Frankie's. No Loving the Moo. No Calamities. No Zarin the Scorch. One Zerks.
Out of
Ember
6.
Glass.
Barely 10% of the Yabbas.
Yeah.
Wow.
Only 10% of the Abbas. Yep.
Wow. Yeah,
Only
there's like
one
nothing.
Look at all those cards are going to be. Look at only one fill.
1 out of 35, 2 out of 35 Bellas, 2 Silverleaf, 5 Gorug
out of
summoners.
35.
So out of 35. So
Yeah.
almost none of the summoners. 0
one
Brent
Razzie.
Hellstorm.
Yep. 0
Yeah,
Taylor Swift. One Taylor Swift.
1 Taylor Swift. Yeah. Bellowman. Jangles, did you get that Taylor Swift or was that just a plain old black foil?
It's just a plain old black foil.
Just
That
a
lady,
plain black foil.
has put in work though, dude.
Oh, I'm
She has
sure.
earned her keep.
Yeah, I like playing that card.
Reach and inspire. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Bellowmance, too. There's like nothing found.
Yeah, see,
That's-
I mean, look at how many are still out there, man.
Damn. Damn. All right, now we're starting to get up there. 14 out of 70 Portland, but there's still so many that have not been found.
Yeah,
That's insane.
that's what I'm saying. Like they're all in those packs, man.
They're just sitting there waiting.
Yep.
No Jicarillas have been
No
found.
Zargurillos.
0-6. Wow.
Yeah, there's 6 Jicarillas, 5, 1 black foil arcane, and 5, regular gold foil arcanes.
Yeah, there's like nothing. There's a lot of stuff to come out.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what I'm saying. You get pretty pumped, or I do at least, going through that thing.
Yeah. So we gotta again freaking hype this up. Like, check this list out. There's all
Yeah.
this shit waiting for you behind that pack.
Yep. So you never
Damn.
know. I mean, right now we know, you know what? I forget the number. You click on that little down arrow, Jimmy.
Well, it's
Which
right.
Open
It's,
the
I mean, you
the
can see
last
the
call.
total there,
Oh yeah,
526 out
yeah,
of 4584.
yeah. There you
yeah.
go.
That I mean
Wow.
that's a crazy,
10%
crazy. Yeah.
approximately.
Yeah.
Little over 10%
Yep.
has been found.
And there's only I forget the number. Click on that little down arrow under last call on the last call thing, the little thing we just did. Expand
Let's
it
go.
to the right, up,
Oh, I
up.
think my thing's hiding it. Let me move the zoom.
No, no, you're good. See where the yeah,
That,
right there. Yeah, that button.
yeah, the zoom window is
That
in the
neon
way.
orange one. Yeah, if that was neon orange, you would have seen it. Yep. So right
Oh,
there, right now,
I
there's
can't even see that when
78,000.
I clicked on it. I can't even see that thing. Holy shit. What is that? Okay, gotcha.
Right. So
Seven.
78,000 right now is the total PE out there. Totally outstanding right now. So if not another one
God,
gets bought, you know, those 4,000 would go to those 78,000. So it'd be like 1 in 20. Obviously, we'll have
wow.
more people buy packs between now and then, but
Right.
maybe it's 1 in 50 or 1 in 70, something like that. It's still
That
going to.
includes every circulating pack that's
Yep.
spent, even like on wagons, all that
Yep.
stuff.
Yep. 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 Yep.
And that's unminted. I mean, sorry, that includes
Unopened.
Unopened.
things that will be burned. Yeah, that includes
Yep.
packs that will be burned. So that number will be going down.
No, that number that you're looking at right there is already what's
Yeah.
in the player's hands. On the right is the shop
Gotcha.
ones that would be burned.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Shop packs. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it in the yeah, in the background color right there.
Yeah. 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 Again, neon
Scanner.
would work well.
So
Yeah.
dude, neon is so classy. I mean, come on, the 80s, that was amazing. That was amazing.
I think we need fur coats too.
Oh, hell yeah. Always need fur coats. That's so metal. So Spinal Tap.
Yeah, I mean it's just something to keep an eye on. That's all.
Yeah, no,
I
that's fantastic. Yeah, I didn't even know that thing was there. That's good to see because that's there now, right? Like
yeah.
that's on every screen. So if I go over to ranked battles,
Oh, rank battle's
nope,
even better.
no,
Look
it's
at
not
that
there.
sucker.
Where's
No,
the
it's not there
oh, there it
because
is there. Last
yeah,
call.
yeah, you can't
Bam.
miss it there. That's like right
Yeah.
in front of you.
Yeah. Learn more. Buy packs. That's good. See, that's letting people know that shit's going down. I like to see
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Damn. Updates. I can scroll through.
That Braves of Bull is pretty badass looking, by the way.
Yeah,
And there's you, Jimmy.
definitely.
That was the young
There's
Jimmy.
Jimmy. There's
Yeah,
young Jimmy.
yeah.
I'll send you a picture, dude. You'll freak out. You'll be like, holy shit, that actually is young Jimmy.
Well, Jimmy, I don't know
Wait,
if you've seen it. I think I might have sent a screenshot in one of our chats there on the ranked like scrolling advertisements.
Jimmy
There's
Pickle? Pickle Screaming Jimmy?
yeah, there's somebody
Yeah, that's
literally yelling
badass.
Jimmy.
I know, that's fantastic. That's amazing. You did
That's
show me that.
awesome. Yeah,
That is awesome. That's what made me want the pickle song. And shout out to Paul TRX for shooting me one over after they were sold out. That was huge.
nice.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, you're in the game, Jimmy. We made sure you got in the game.
That's badass. Pickle Screaming Jimmy. That'd be awesome if he actually, that's one of the things he actually screams in battle.
Jimmy, yeah.
Jimmy, Jimmy, Jimmy.
May could have you do the voiceover.
Good have you
Maybe you
do the
could do
voiceover.
maybe we could do a Christopher Walken pickle sound, like
Jimmy.
Christopher Walken skin. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you might have to pay a couple bucks to Mr. Walken for that privilege.
Well, we could do the Mr. What did we call him? Jimmy Walken? I
Jimmy
think it was
Walken.
yeah.
Jimmy
Mr. Jimmy.
Walken.
Yeah.
Oh, and the pickle can have all time. He could go, Jimmy. Jimmy, or he could go Jimmy when he kills like a card, big card. He's like Jimmy. That's all he says. That's all the pickle says. It's just different afflictions and ways of saying Jimmy. Jimmy.
Oh, did you guys see who won the number one Black Foil Legend of Porsche?
I saw the arcane
No,
went
where-
to
Where do I find
Druids,
that?
right?
Yeah, Druids. Yeah, Druids got it.
Is
Yeah,
that
Yeah, that's
Escalation?
awesome. I love
Yeah, I
seeing
was-
Druids end up on the leaderboard. I can't wait to see what that guy comes up with for his summoner.
yeah, I did too, and I was super thrilled that he got the one-on-one arcane of that.
Yep.
That was cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
That is
he made a move. I was happy to see him get that reward. So that was cool.
Where do I find
Yeah.
that list?
Go to your shop page, go to Escalation,
Uh-huh.
and then go down to
I think there's a pre-sale button.
yeah, there is a pre-sale button.
Oh, there you go.
Pre-sale information, very bottom view.
Yeah, view.
Yeah, in black on black. Bam.
Yeah,
Turns
and
gray.
it-
Very nice.
You go
Very
to
spinal
the
tap.
go all the way down
Raffle.
to the pre-sale raffle. Yep. And then click
There it is.
leaderboard.
Pre-sale raffle. Available. Tells you what's available. Leaderboard.
I
Learn
gotta
more.
look. I'm getting the teeth now.
Let's see. Pre-sale purchase. Raffle. If I view, it just shows me what I won, I think.
No,
Yeah, I won. I won a
yes,
gold.
yeah, it's on there where it shows what you won.
Oh, okay. View collection? No.
Yeah, no, it shows you where you won, and then hold on.
Well, there's nothing underneath
You
that.
can't go back, Jimmy,
Okay.
and hit the verify results.
Hey, where is that? Where do you see that?
Scroll back up, Jimmy. Far underneath raffle view, and then there's the little hyperlink,
Bam. Verify
Yep.
results. Okay.
and then generate.
Generate result. Okay. Generating results.
Yeah, there
There
you
it
go.
is.
Yeah, and now
From
you can see
Blackfoot
what everybody
Arcane,
got.
Druids.
Yeah, I was very
Bam.
happy to see Druids got there. I was happy to see a lot of
James.
people that won the stuff that won it. Like, there's a lot of cool people that got stuff, other than that Jangles dude, but everybody else.
What a
James,
douche,
yeah.
dodgy douche.
yeah.
Dodgy douche. Yeah, I got a gold foil. Nothing crazy, but yeah, not bad there. Some black foils. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of black foils out there. But
Yeah.
not a lot. Good amount. Yeah, there's Azrakhan with 2 in a row. Look at that. 2 in a row. Crazy.
Yeah, that was cool.
There's some folks
There's
with some
Jimmy.
small entries getting some big hits.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the goal, man. I mean, that's in
Yep.
the long run, that's actually
Gold
good.
foil. Look at that. Gold foil arcane with 125 entries. Doldress.
Yep.
Yo, black
That's
black
awesome.
foil Porsche for 160.
Yeah,
There's
those
a
are
gold
things
foil
that
arcane.
those are things that people need to know, Like you
Right.
can't, 100 packs, you can get a chance at something for real.
Yeah. No, that's huge. I mean, that's a pricey card for 160 entries, man. That's a great win right there. 187 for a black foil arcane Doldress. Look at that. Diddy did it. Diddy
Yep.
did it. Diddy did it 99 when a black foil arcane Doldress with 187 entries. That's insane. Another black foil arcane Doldress, 150 entries. Damn, Doldress got some wins. Sorry, that's the card.
Yes.
Den Chick, 150 entries. I'm like, Doldress, look at all this, how much Doldress won. It's amazing.
Yeah, that Doldress dude,
Dolores
He
cleaned
kicked
up.
ass, man. He cleaned house there. Bam. 110 entries. Freaking
Oh, that might be
Yeah.
the smallest pool there. Nice.
Henderson P. Yep. Won a gold foil arcane. Nope, there's 100. Gold foil arcane, ultimate choice, 100 entries. Win. Bam, 125 gold foil arcane.
Yeah,
collection.
that stuff is so good for the game.
Yep, there's
I-
another
I
100.
think so,
Donkey
too.
Kong. 100 entries,
Yeah.
gold foil, King Goldress.
Yeah,
Bam.
because you never know, man. You never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, that's badass.
All right. Well, if you guys don't need anything else, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm old.
We appreciate
Bam.
you, Dave.
Yep.
Fun stuff.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I mean, thank you for all you do. You know, all the work that people put in to make the game good is, I think not. I think some people understand it, but unless you're kind of connected, you don't necessarily see all the people that really offer advice and constantly like trying to make things better. So thank you guys, both of you.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Absolutely. Yep. All right, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back next week with another episode of TPG. In the meantime, you have been listening to
The People's Guild, baby.
In a village by the river's bend lived Goldress, a tortoise slow to blend, with alchemy books and a heart so grand. But his heavy shell made him take his stand. Oh, Goldress, dear sage, with wisdom so deep, you wade through the troubles while others just sleep. With your potions and spells, though the battles are past, you hold to your back as the moments amass, while knights clash swords in the sun's fierce ray. Doldress treads on, lost in his thoughts and ways. With each careful step, the world goes to war. He hums to the melody of peace from afar. Oh, Doldress, dear sage, with wisdom so deep, you wade through the troubles while others just sleep. With your potions and spells, though the battles are past, you hold to your path at the moments amass. The river chuckles, the reeds it will weep. Our tortoise is late, but oh, you believe that wisdom's not sprinting, it's knowing your fate. You'll find your way home, though you're never on time, mate. Oh, Doldress, dear sage, with wisdom so deep, you wade through the troubles while others just sleep. With your potions and spells, though the battles are past, you hold to your path as the moments amass. So here's to Doldress, slow and profound. In his steady approach, true treasures are found. For battles may wait, and their echoes may fade, but a heart that is patient knows peace won't evade.